Hey fam, what's up, my loves? How's everyone doing? Sage, I love you. I've missed you.
I've missed you too. And I'm so glad your intro was back this time because the last time I was on, you didn't do it and it threw me so bad.
Yeah, I think everyone did. I think everyone was expecting the intro, but I had a computer meltdown, so people like scratching their nose, scratching their ass. So make sure their intros from
No,
now
it's
on.
back and I was very excited. I'm so excited.
Oh my god, we already have like a jam-packed chat. Hey everybody, if you're new here, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. Sammy, my love. Burner, I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? Toasty, Michael, everybody. Wait, let me scroll up. Serving Justice, Chris, Jake, Jill, Debbie, Ashley, XM, other Ashley, Leah, Serving Justice, JJ, Rowan, Romaine, what's up, everybody? B, my love, Lori, Maddie, Burner, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm not used to having it more than like two people watching this, and like they're probably both my parents. So,
Can I tell you?
but
I have to tell you, the chat makes me nervous, and it's not.
why? We have the greatest chat ever.
No, it is like, and when I'm in the chat, right? When I'm just in your chat as an audience member, I love the chat, but being on the show and then the chat just feels like this, I don't know, this entity that they can love you, they can hate you, like that. It makes me nervous, so I don't look.
No, everyone, trust me, everyone loves you here. Hey, Jen. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So we were talking earlier. So by the way, y'all, the debate starts in like 25 minutes. So this is like our pregame. We were talking earlier, Sage, and you said you hadn't been paying much attention to the LA race.
Well, what I knew is that what I told you, right? I was like, okay, so I know the basics, which is that it's one based white guy against like two hysterical POC women. Like that's what I know. And so, okay, obviously, like Karen Bass, yes, I know the demon that she is. I don't know a lot about the other one, and I didn't realize because I'm not young and hip, so I didn't know the Hills and Spencer Pratt. Like I did not realize, so I had to get very caught up on all of that. What I don't really know is the crazy Indian lady. I don't really know anything about her, and I feel like I don't really need to know anything outside of crazy Indian lady. But you know,
She to me seems like the worst type of HR employee. Like, doesn't she? She just has vibes of like an HR rep. So she's there really.
Other like DSA type. Okay.
That's her. So okay, so
People,
first
like,
of all,
they love bureaucracy, right? So that makes total sense.
well, and so the thing with her, Nithya Raman, she recently voted against clearing homeless encampments away from schools. And so people went to the meeting or whatever, and she's rolling her eyes and she's just like, whatever. You really think kids are going to be safer because encampments are away from their schools? No. And she's rolling her eyes, this bitch.
Yeah, of course.
Like these people are so shielded from the consequences and the reality of their own policies that so I really like okay, so the background with Spencer Pratt, he was on the Hills. I never actually watched the Hills. I'm a millennial. I never watched the Hills. Let us know, chat. Give us the lore on the Hills. All I know is he was like the villain of the Hills, which just makes me like him even more.
Well, right now he's an American hero, so
wait, what's that?
Right now he's an American hero.
Yeah, this is really like I've been so black pilled and over politics for the longest time. This is the first time in a long time that I feel like I actually believe in someone running for office and think they would actually do stuff if they got in. And this is sort of his like Kill Bill revenge tour because they burned his house down with their insane policies. Karen Bass was in friggin' Ghana when it happened, and there's an audio call.
She's showing up for the debate. She's not like touring, like doing some like third worldist safari, like somewhere. She's coming to the debate. This is amazing.
I'm shocked I am shocked that they're allowing Spencer into the debate. I'm shocked. I thought they were going to come up with some way to cheat it and keep him out. Like, I don't think
they're
prepared for what he's gonna bring. Like he comes
I want him to make at least one of them cry. Like I do want to see tears. I really do. And so wait, are the two banshees supposed to pretend that they don't agree on stuff? Is that the game?
Pretty much. It's sort of like Cuomo and Mamdani, basically.
Okay.
Where it's the same shit, but one is a little more upfront about it. So they're really trying to make this chick into LA's Mamdani, which is insane. So
the Indian woman is more of a nut, if that's possible. She's more retarded. Like, okay.
I guess it really is like Cuomo or Mamdani. Okay. So Karen Bass, her name is now Karen Basura. That's all he calls her. It means trash in Spanish. I had to look it up. I don't know why.
Fantastic.
So Karen Basura and the HR lady.
But I wanted to ask you, so in terms of the LA fires, did you see the kid they arrested and his whole ridiculousness? Like, so now we know this had nothing to do with, climate or like, did you see that kid?
No.
He's this complete far left white soyed out male started the fires because he was obsessed with Luigi Mangione and he wanted revenge against the rich. So that's why he started the fires.
Okay, can I tell you a secret?
Go ahead.
Chat, this has to stay just between us. I feel like it's my fault, the fires. I feel like I started the fires. Did I tell you what happened?
No.
So my ex lived there. And right when I moved to Florida, very bad breakup. So I went to this like spooky themed bar one night. And they have a fireplace with all these signs that it's a voodoo fire. And it's like sacrifice something to the voodoo fire. And I'm like, oh, fun. I'll play along. Chat, anyone who's new, I'm not one of these crazy bitches who believes in that. I was just like, oh, I'm going to play along. That's fun. A voodoo fire. So I'm looking, I'm like, what do I have to sacrifice? I go through my wallet and I see the business card from the place we went on our first date in the Palisades. I throw it in the voodoo fire. 2 days later, the place burned down. I think I started the fires. Like, I think it's my fault. Just saying. Let me pull stuff up. So I don't know if anyone saw. You sent it to me before. Chat. I don't know if you guys saw
this ad. We need it.
His ad. It's so good. Let me find it. Also, by the way, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Everybody, if you can do me a favor, because the YouTube algorithm hates me, which is well-deserved because I've been a little bit of an inconsistent bitch. Like the stream, leave a comment after, subscribe if you haven't, or drop a super chat. Send in your super chats, help support the channel. Join my locals, join my Patreon. We do fun things. We do movie nights. This lovely lady comes on a lot, so
help Mikey be a grifter. Help Mikey be a grifter.
Yes. We can edit this out later. Let me pull up his ad. This is the best ad ever. Oh my god. I really don't think they're prepared to go against him.
I severely hope not. Like I want it to be traumatic.
Please, I'm begging you. There's homeless drug addicts in front of the schools. My children aren't safe.
Look, if you were a transgender migrant, I could get you a free pussy.
Let's move the drug addicts closer.
Bass already solved crime. I endorse her.
Next!
Please, I just want to rebuild my home. It's been over a year.
Mom, look.
TSA.
This is a machine. If we want to burn this town to the ground, pull through that!
Oh, it's so good. It's
You know
so
what?
good.
It's like borderline erotic. It really is.
They really did throw tomatoes at her too, didn't they?
Oh,
I feel like that was the
Did
thing
they?
that people threw tomatoes.
oh, that would be great. I hope they did. Oh my, like she is so evil. It's unbelievable. And it's
Yeah.
just like all of these people who have the most sinister and really sadistic policies are just able to launder themselves through this, humanitarian language and compassion and civility, this illusion of civility. And this is sadistic shit. Like, essentially, they want the unwashed masses to pay the price for their utopian delusions. Like, we are the human sacrifice.
It's very well said. And you saw that during COVID, that they didn't have to follow their own policies. That was
No.
for the peons. They didn't have to put a fabric muzzle on their face. They didn't have to be under house arrest. That's for you, not for them. Same way, no self-defense for you, no Second Amendment for you, no borders for you. For them, private security, walls around their mansions, armed guards. So it's always socialism for you, not for them.
The only time you were allowed to come out of your house during COVID was if you were going to go burn a city down, right?
Mhm.
Then suddenly it was fine.
And so for anybody who's new here, so I'm from New York City and moved to Florida last year. And so trust me, I know what these policies have done. We had 8 years of the most far left mayor in New York's history with de Blasio. And then I truly, even with all the libs, I had never met one single person in New York who thought anything positive about him. Like, everyone knew he destroyed the city. So it's like, great, let's elect somebody even more far left. I don't think that this Nithya chick though is any Mamdani, because the thing about Mamdani, he is a very, very talented con artist.
Oh yeah.
He is the best con artist I've seen since Obama.
You know what the thing with him is like, for people who have had experience, like personal experience with a malignant narcissist, we clock him like that. But if you haven't, you won't see it. Like, to me, the minute I saw him, I'm like, I know what this is. I recognize the eyes, the smirk, the tone, the everything. I know exactly what this is. But there's plenty of people, if you haven't encountered a predator like that, and that's what he is, he comes off as the exact opposite. He is your savior. He is the prince. He is compassion. He is unity.
Ugh.
It's awful.
No, and I was talking about this with my buddy yesterday. I was saying, if I didn't know the things that I know, if I hadn't researched issues and lived in it, I'd probably want to vote for him too, because his words sound wonderful. But anybody with half a brain should know, talking about affordability, these are the policies that have made everything so expensive. Bitches.
Not to mention the fact that he's basically like letting, jihadists like run wild. Like, did you see the footage from last night outside the synagogue?
No.
Oh my God, go look that up. Like, they had a huge clash with the NYPD, and they were protesting outside of a synagogue. And these are all the people. I'm like, this is his base. These are a lot of these people. They work in his administration. They had the other day. There was like a dozen Jewish buildings, schools, institutions, synagogues that, got graffitied with swastikas, and he was horrified. He was outraged about it.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pulling up the thing now. So I think they're having the mayoral debate and then the debate for governor, which I'm not super familiar with that race. It doesn't seem. I saw a clip of the debate they had with the two Republicans, and they're one of them at least like couldn't answer a question, and I don't know. One thing that I think is really helping Spencer in this election, though, is that it's nonpartisan. You don't have to run under a party. They just all run in the same field. So he doesn't have to have a Republican label attached to him.
So wait, do we know how he is polling? Because I was so ignorant on this.
So initially, Karen Basura was first and running away with it, and she has declined, or she is sinking like the damn Titanic.
Okay.
He's been at second. He was at like 12%. People are saying he's higher now, and they're trying to say that Mrs. Mamdani, the Nithya lady, is soaring and is at like 40-something%. I don't buy it.
Well, I think the thing is, it's going to depend, because obviously in LA, you have the whole, you have the celebrity class, you have, the whole like kind of Big 10 artist, blah, 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 influencer sphere. Like, yeah, that's not going to go to Spencer, I don't think, but I would like to think so, but I don't think so. But I don't know. I mean, that city, it could be one of the first two to officially fall. That could happen.
I mean, in many ways, it's like it's even worse than New York. I mean, they're kind of the same, but
well, it's bigger for one,
yeah.
And
but I mean, God, I don't know how bad things have to get for people to wake the fuck up.
Did you see that whole thing with what the homeless were doing to the dogs?
Oh God! Well, Spencer Pratt has brought that up a lot in the election of what they're doing to dogs. It's horrendous, and I've seen the other two confronted about this shit. They don't care. They don't care. It's not their dog.
They don't care at all.
Let me make sure I have this pulled up. One sec. We got like 8 minutes to go.
Is this the first time the three of them, or that publicly? Okay, so they probably don't know what they're in for, and the moderators, right? They're probably going to lose their mind. Do we know who's moderating this?
Let me look it up. Probably some liberal Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Can't find who's moderating, but it's probably going to be like, local
like
woman
type,
from NBC LA or something. Oh, yeah, this is very true. If you want to see what LA does, tune into city council meetings. Well, that's where this bitch was rolling her eyes, saying it doesn't matter. Kids aren't safer if there aren't homeless encampments outside their schools. It's insane. Hey, Burner Barbie, thanks for hanging out. Tuning in from Virginia, former Californian. Thanks for hosting the space. Go Spencer, save LA. Hell yeah.
Like that political ad that he put out, like, I want to move to LA just to vote for him.
Me too. Well, and another thing, this goes to what I was just saying about how, thank God, he doesn't have to run as a Republican, because in New York and a lot of places like New York, California, the Republican Party is useless. They have allowed New York to fall. So I think it's such a big advantage for him that he doesn't have to run as a Republican. We got lots of LA refugees in the house. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, I'm like, do I know anyone who even still lives in LA? No, I think everyone has gotten out.
Well, and it's interesting, too, when I was just looking online and noticing that because of the times we're in, in the before times, I don't think there would have been this much sort of national interest in a mayoral race. And so, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, okay, maybe now everybody cares, because what happens in LA affects all of us. What happens in New York affects all, like, this thing, whatever this thing is, like, it feels like such a kind of civilizational and dare I say kind of biblical battle at this point, that you are now very concerned with local happenings, even if it's not your location.
Mm-hmm. Ellen, thank you so much, my love. It's great to
Oh
see
my
you,
God,
Mike and
Ellen.
Sage. My two faves. She's my fave as well.
I love Ellen.
I love Ellen too. Thank you so much. And if you guys feel so inclined to help support the channel, send in your super chats. We got 5 minutes to go. Oh my God, I am so excited. I am so excited. This is gonna be good.
I feel like we should have created some kind of like bingo game or something.
Bingo! Oh my God, yes!
We should have.
Damn it! What should be, guys? What should be on the bingo card?
Well, obviously they're gonna say racist.
Oh yes. Okay. Wait. I'm pulling up our bingo card. Hold on. All right. We have 4 minutes to make a bingo card.
I think accusations of racism.
Yes. Racist. My house burns down. Karen Basura. That they bring up he was a reality TV star.
Yep. And I think just because this is the catch-all, it doesn't matter what we're talking about. You got to put Israel on there.
Yeah, oh God,
Israel,
yes.
genocide, the Jews, any of the above.
Yeah.
That can be a free
Israel.
space. Like, just, you know, anything about the
That's
Jews.
the free space. Ironically enough, because I don't think the Jews would like it to be a free space.
I'll tell you.
I live in New York praying for Spencer. God. Karen will say it's not my fault.
Oh, climate change.
January 6th. Fires. The unhoused. Oh, good one.
Yes. I think you need climate. They're definitely going to talk about climate. Let's
Sexist,
see.
yes. Oh my God, how did we
Sexist.
forget? Sexist or misogyny.
Oh, trans has got to probably make its way in there somehow. Marginalized. I'm waiting for the word marginalized.
What else?
Oh, billionaires. Billionaires.
Oh, yeah, duh. As if they aren't worth more money than God. Okay, what else? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Blaming Trump.
Oh, yeah. How did we miss that?
Yeah, duh. That should also be free space. Oppression, POC.
Neocons, maybe?
What's that?
Neocons, maybe? Because everyone who, you know, disagrees with them is a neocon.
Inequality. Our democracy. Our democracy. All right, we got 2 minutes.
What are we missing?
Let me catch up on show. Over under how many times they blame Trump for everything. Infinity. Women of color.
Oh, what about newcomers?
Newcomers?
Yeah, that's what they call migrants.
Really?
Yeah.
1 sec, I'm catching up on chat.
Or they'll say
migrants, undocumented.
Undocumented. Yeah. Undocumented Americans.
Okay, one more. We have marginalized, we have trans. Stolen land.
Stolen lands that,
You
yeah.
think they would? I feel like she would keep the lid on her stolen land.
What about like white supremacy? Do we have anything like that?
Racist?
That's kind of racist, I guess.
Equity.
Yeah, all right.
Oh my God, Spencer Pratt keeps talking about super meth. I'm putting super meth.
Oh, okay, super meth.
All right, 8 o'clock. Let me see. All right, let's go, fam. Let me pull it up.
The race for LA mayor.
Los Angeles, a big city, a bigger reputation.
Beneath the blue skies, frustration, fear, and uncertainty.
It's horrifying, and everybody has to keep watch.
I don't sleep well at night right now at all.
It feels like there's no neighborhoods that are safe.
Oh, zombies! We need the
plagued by
zombies.
homelessness, ravaged by wildfires, and crippled by the rising cost of living.
We have family, we have children, we have jobs, we have things to fight for.
For the nearly 4
Okay, I'm
million
adding
people who
zombies.
call LA,
Okay.
they want answers and solutions.
We shouldn't have to expect things to fall apart to fix them.
Tonight, the question is, who's going to deliver?
Here at the iconic Skirball Cultural Center, a face-off for the 2 biggest races on your ballot, the top candidates for mayor and governor.
One night, 2 debates.
Live from the Skirball Cultural Center.
And a good evening,
Oh, wait, let me
everyone.
take that.
I'm Colleen Williams. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Our doubleheader debate kicks off right now with the race for LA mayor. There are a number of issues for Angelenos, and with the primary
Oh my
election
God, I'm
now
nervous.
just 4 weeks away, the stakes are very, very high. Joining me for the debate tonight are my colleagues, Conan Nolan, NBC4 political reporter, and Enrique Chiabra, Telemundo 52 news
them.
anchor.
Of course.
I'm surprised it's not a one, like 2
Tonight,
women.
the 43rd mayor of the city of Los Angeles, the Honorable Karen Bass, and her 2 challengers, Nithya Raman, who is
So
a member
that-
of the Los
did those
Angeles City
two
Council
coordinate
District
their
4,
outfits?
and Spencer Pratt, a media entrepreneur and a former reality TV host.
We'll be asking questions tonight on behalf
TV
of
host. He
and
wasn't the
voters.
host.
We are proud to broadcast and stream this debate in English
they
and
just
Spanish
copied
on
Trump's
NBC4
style.
and Telemundo 52 in
Ah,
partnership with
Telemundo,
LME.
sí.
All right, there are a couple of rules tonight. Each of the candidates will have 60 seconds to answer our questions, and then 30 seconds
Oh,
for
stop.
rebuttals
No one
and
is sticking to the
responses to
60-second
follow.
rule.
That is up to the discretion
Drama
of the
killers.
moderators here. If a candidate goes over their time, we'll give them a warning. If it happens repeatedly, the candidate could get fewer questions.
Oh, they're going to
And
say
of course, for our
misogyny
live
if you
audience
kiss
here
them
at the
off.
Skirball Center, please hold your applause.
And of course, we're expecting a dignified debate.
Yeah,
We can,
well,
certainly
that's-
no name calling, obviously. We're interested in some precision here, some effort at giving the people of the city of Los Angeles some specificity as to how you're going to handle some of these problems. And let's start with one. It gets to January 7th of last year. So, Mayor, this is for you.
They were gonna say
I
January
know that
6th.
you have apologized for being out of the country during those wildfires, but still, there are plenty of people who believe that the city let them down. The Los Angeles Fire Department, for some reason, didn't have a strike team or a brush unit.
For some
where
reason.
there had been a fire just days earlier and had been reports it was still smoldering. That appears to be inexcusable. LADWP had a reservoir that was dry. The fire hydrants went dry. So based on that issue alone, articulate for us why you should get a second contract as the mayor of the city.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you. You know, when I took over as mayor, LA was definitely facing an awful lot of tough problems. And obviously, January 7th was horrible. And as I have told you before, it was one of the worst moments of my life to not be here when my city needed me. And it didn't matter where I was or
She
why.
didn't get
I
on a
was
plane for like 3
It
days.
reminds me of like if you're away and a family member is in an accident. But I think that I deserve a second term.
And
I'm
when
gonna
that happens,
fight
you
for
turn
that
around.
Because we have made
I've done that.
significant progress in a variety of areas. For example, homelessness was going up year after year. And under my
Still
watch, this is
is.
the first time we've had a decrease in street homelessness. While it went up in the country, 18%, it came down in Los Angeles, 17.5%. I have expedited the building of housing because our number one issue in this city is
Good point.
affordability. And one of the main drivers for
Thank you, Mayor.
affordability is housing.
Right. So let me follow up on the fires,
Sure.
though. One gets the impression, based on what we saw, that you prioritized wages and benefits, a hike in the salaries of the firefighters union over the operations budget. We saw those pictures of those engines that were inoperable because they didn't have enough mechanics to fix them.
Well,
was that a mistake?
But they had
Explain
a
that decision.
lesbian police chief or fire chief, and that's all that matters.
Problem there was that the chief sent home 1,000 firefighters. We actually had fire trucks with not enough firefighters there. So yes, there were fire trucks that were broken, but there were also fire trucks that were out of use because
Bonnie.
she had sent the firefighters home. You are correct. There was supposed to have been deployment and pre-deployment in the area. That did not happen. But the same way that LA was not prepared, neither was the county.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor Bass, Mr. Pratt, this question's for you. Your desire to run for office for mayor of Los Angeles, really born of your own experience. You lost your home in the fire. You lost your neighborhood. How does it really color your view of what needs to happen at this point? And how does that help others moving forward?
Yes, thank you for the question. To the Mayor Karen Bass's, the 1,000 firefighters that were available, but there was no engines for them because of the $17 million that Chief Crowley had asked the mayor for 9 weeks before, and Mayor Karen Bass denied it. So they may have been available, but they didn't have the equipment they needed. Not to mention Janice Quinones, who Mayor Karen Bass put into her position of power at the LADWP. She drained both of these reservoirs that these firefighters needed to put out these fires. A lot of people will talk about climate change and hurricane force winds. The winds in the Pacific Palisades never reached higher than 40 miles per hour. For those first 6 hours, they didn't go above 27 miles per hour. So without those two reservoirs filled with 117 million gallons and 5 million gallons, these firefighters had to fly all the way to Malibu and Encino to get water. So that, to me, is the most dangerous thing that the mayor put us up against.
Mr. Pratt, a follow-up here, though. What would you do moving forward that would make this better?
Make sure the reservoirs have water. I don't know.
First off, as mayor, I will never drain the reservoirs that we need for wildfire protection. There's this conspiracy now that they're empty, that they were for drinking water. But if you research it, they were actually made for wildfire protection. As mayor, I'm going to add 20 dip sites all around the communities connecting to pools. So God forbid the water system goes down again, these dip sites that'll be connected to individuals' pools will fill up for the helicopters to have water.
Mayor Bass, do you have a response to that?
Yeah, absolutely. He's saying several things that are completely inaccurate. First of all, there was one reservoir that was out of commission. He is correct. 1 million years ago, it was for wildfires, but over the last 30, 40 years, it's been for drinking water. He talked about the winds. That is just completely inaccurate. If that were accurate, then the planes would have been able to fly. And so the winds reached close to 100 miles an hour, and the planes were unable to fly. So if there were reservoirs, if that reservoir had been open, it would not have worked. We had two other reservoirs totaling 8 billion gallons that were available. But could not fly.
Yes, she mentioned me. So she's an incredible liar. Everyone on their phones, Google it. 40 weather stations in the Pacific Palisades. It never went above 40 miles per hour. She is referencing the Altadena fire.
I have to interrupt you. No name calling,
She just
please.
lied, though.
Yeah, but no name calling. We should
It's a fucking kindergarten class.
not hear that.
This up.
I did not.
We're not going to debate the issue. We have a question now for Councilmember Rahman.
Councilwoman Rahman, so your District 4 is a fire-prone district. My question to you is, we've seen that you've introduced fire preparedness motions after January 2025. A lot of them happened after the fire, the Palisades fire. My question to you is, what did you do before that? Because this seems like it's more reactive rather than proactive. So any motions you introduced before January 2025?
Yeah, so my name is Nithya. I'm a council member for the 4th District, representing a huge percentage of the hillsides. For those of you who haven't met me before, I'm a mother of young twins. I'm an urban planner by training, and I've been in this role for about 5 years. And in my role as a council member for a hillside area, we have to do a lot of work preparing for really extreme weather. Before rainy seasons, actually in the past, mudslides have been the biggest issue in my district. Entire homes have gone off of their foundations, and we go in advance and make sure that traps are cleared, that areas are available for flood and clearing. We do brush clearance and make sure that all of the departments and all of the interjurisdictional areas that are supposed to be doing brush clearance are actually doing that work. Before this set of fires, we sent out an email. We made sure that we were connecting.
But is that enough, just sending an email, especially for your district, the Hollywood Hills, Encino? That's a very big fire prone area.
Well, we didn't have a single home that was lost during these fires. I was at the Emergency Operations Center. I was making sure that I was in communication with all of our partners. I also want to make sure that we understand that the mayor's role is to be the CEO of the city. They are the executive authority in the city. As a council member, you're a legislator, you push for your district, which I did and I will always do, and I will always keep doing. But really, it is the mayor's role to be prepared and to coordinate before and during and after emergencies to ensure that the city is ready.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Okay,
as I said, we have a lot of topics to cover tonight. The next one is public safety.
That's
LAPD
it. That's all they're going to do on the
overall
fires.
Crime rate is down, but people repeatedly say that's not their perception. They do not feel safe. We're seeing yet another series of home burglaries in the San Fernando Valley. And just today, federal authorities arrested at least 18 people connected to a drug trafficking investigation. They called it Save MacArthur Park. Mayor Bass, you have 60 seconds for this. Who ordered this operation with the feds? Is it a sign that our communities are not safe?
No, actually, that operation was ordered by the feds. However, we have been working in collaboration because we were very well aware of the drug dealing that was taking place there. We have used a comprehensive approach when it comes to MacArthur Park. Multiple things are needed. And so what happened a couple of hours ago was an action that had been in the works for many, many years. But let me just say, or many, many months, let me just say also that LAPD, that Los Angeles is understaffed in terms of LAPD for the nation's second largest city. And so I have been fighting to hire more officers. Unfortunately, I have not had the cooperation from the city council, including, unfortunately, my colleague next to me, who has voted repeatedly against hiring officers, including when we were finally able to increase the class size and the council would not fund it. What is in my current budget now is 512 officers, which still is not enough. At least that will deal with attrition. We cannot shrink our department.
Councilmember Rahman, you have 30 seconds to respond to that.
You know, I've supported multiple budgets, thoughtful budgets that maintained and sometimes even increased the size of the police force. I did vote against a big contract, a contract that gave the police union more money than the city had. A contract and its knock-on effects, which ultimately led to the city having $1 billion budget deficit last year. That led to us having to cut essential services across the entire city. If you're wondering why your streetlights are out on your block and the Bureau of Street Lighting is telling you that it's taking a year to fix a streetlight, that's why.
Councilmember Rahman,
This
thank
bitch
you.
literally
Mr. Pratt,
said
there were
defund the
100
police.
LAPD officers working with the feds today.
Oh,
Your
they
response
lie.
to what went down in MacArthur Park.
It's unbelievable. I hope we have the FBI, the DEA, the CDC, the ATF. The more resources we can make the streets of LA safe with federal money, amazing. I talk to thousands of moms a week. They do not feel safe in the street. No matter what these crime statistics are telling anybody, it's not how people feel on the street. There's a difference between people reporting crime and feeling unsafe on the street. And with Councilwoman Rahman, people are more concerned about getting stabbed on the street than the lights being out. So I think Mayor Bass funding the police was important, actually.
Mr. Pratt, I have a follow-up question for all of you here.
He did
Langer's
mention me,
Deli.
so do I get to respond to that?
Just a moment. This is a
ain't all
response
about
to
you,
some of that.
bitch.
Langer's Deli, which, as you all know, is a staple of downtown Los Angeles, is asking all of you on the stage right now to end the Needle Run giveaway program. So my question, Mayor, first of all to you, yes or no?
She's not going to.
It's run by the city, the city-run needle program.
Right.
Yes or no?
They love that.
Yes.
Councilmember Rahman.
It kills her to say.
No.
Mr. Pratt.
Absolutely no needles and pipes for drug addicts on the street ever.
Got it. Let's take that as a yes.
Sorry.
Fucking sense.
Go ahead.
You have 30 seconds.
Well, I did want to say in response to this question that the way you address homelessness, the way you address people living on the street is by bringing them off the streets and indoors. I think we need to absolutely invest in shelter. We need to invest in services. We need to actually get people off the streets for people to be safe. That's what I've done in my district. We've had a 54% reduction in tents and encampments in Council District 4 just over 3 years. And I'm very, very proud of those results. That's how you achieve real public safety outcomes. That's how you ensure that the people of Los Angeles are safe.
So, Mr. Pratt, the chief of police said the other day that he doesn't think we're going to have enough officers for LA 2028. Now, the federal government's responsible for security for the Olympics, but LAPD is part of that. Plus, you have to patrol the rest of the city. Hiring more officers is expensive. It's extraordinarily so in many cases. What is your strategy for getting more people, recruiting more officers and paying for them?
You know, it's more expensive than hiring them is overtime, because that's what these salaries for the fire department that everyone's complaining about, everyone's understaffed. So first off, I'm going to bring hiring back to the LAPD. Right now, the LAPD is hired by the same people that hire sanitation, and we need to bring it back like it was 20 plus years ago so that police hire police, and we need a 10-year plan. It's going to take 10 years to get to the 12,500 officers that we need, and that needs to be a priority. Our sheriff's partner, they're the same size. They have $1 billion more budget for the same size. So this idea that Councilwoman Rahman keeps saying that the police department is overfunded, public safety should be our #1 priority. And we're going to find all this money when we stop her useless open bed plans that actually doesn't put drug addicts in these housing that we're spending billions of dollars. And we're going to actually start checking where this money is going. Not to mention, when you get rid of all the drug addicts off the street, the police won't be responding to the drug addicts all day long.
Thank you. Councilwoman, you can respond.
You know, I have not argued against paying police officers what they're worth. They do some of the hardest jobs in our city, and all of our city employees deserve a living wage. They deserve to be paid. What I am arguing against is bad fiscal management, which is what has gotten the city of Los Angeles into this moment. The police union is the most powerful force in LA city politics, and when you give contracts to people because they are going to fund your campaigns. And by the way, I'm the only person on the stage
defunding the police
that is being spent against because I had the courage to speak out about bad budget decisions.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
That is what happens.
Appreciate that.
We're going to stay with you, Councilwoman Bradman. So you said, even last night you said it, that you're okay with the current staffing levels at LAPD. My question to you, people say that's just ridiculous, it's not enough, we need more officers. My question to you is, what do you tell people, especially victims, who say the city has let them down?
Yeah, and I think this is a very real issue. The city's most important response is public safety. It is so important to me. I'm the mother of young children. The safety of people in Los Angeles is absolutely essential. But that's why I think we have to start getting honest with people about how we're actually going to respond to public safety needs. How will we make sure that they call for help? Someone picks up the phone at 911 and someone comes when they call. The right person comes when they call. Right now, we have not built out that system because we have funded in more police officers, but haven't been able to hire. Our police force is actually shrinking. We have shrunk right now.
So no more officers stay the same? What are you saying?
I would love to keep it the same. We have funded them more. The police force has been shrinking. So let's get real about how we actually deliver public safety outcomes. I'm going to work as hard as I can to maintain our police force where it is, but we also need to make sure that we build out responses that can actually take call load off of LAPD. So many calls that are coming into LAPD do not require armed officer response. Let's take call load off of them. And let's make sure that police can come when people call.
Your time is up. Quick reply, Mayor
Yes, let me just say that.
How many situations turn
my colleague
dangerous for
has
police?
contradicted herself, because on the one hand, she says that if you pay officers what they need, then we're going to bankrupt the city. And then on the other hand, she doesn't understand that, frankly, we have to pay the officers, had to give them a raise, had to expand recruitment because officers were going to other cities. We were not competitive. We have to make a decision. And frankly, my job as mayor, my #1 job is to keep LA safe. And we can't keep LA safe with the size of the department we have now.
We're going to talk about homelessness. 4 years ago, when we did a debate, it was the #1 topic It is right up there again. This is an issue that continues to challenge the city.
Hey, Tim.
Homelessness, many residents say the homeless in their neighborhoods make them feel unsafe. They feel the homeless have more rights than the residents do. So these are 2 yes or no questions for each of you. Right now, getting off the street is voluntary. Should that change if a bed or a shelter is available? Mr. Pratt, we're going to start with you. Yes or no?
It's illegal to live on the street. So yes, everyone needs to go inside.
Okay, Mayor Bass.
Everybody needs to go inside. Making it illegal and arresting people is not the way to solve this problem.
Ms. Rahman.
Actually, it is.
People need to go inside. When they're offered shelter, they go inside.
You don't get an opportunity
It is
to say
illegal.
no.
It
So
is.
it's unanimous here. Next question. Do you support the ordinance that restricts encampments in front of schools or daycare centers? Mayor Bass, I'm going to start with you. Yes or
We'll
no?
start with Ma'am Donnie.
Ms. Rahman, yes or no?
I support keeping our streets safe. I did vote against the structure of this particular ordinance. And it is because at its best,
yes or no.
It does not, the way this ordinance was structured,
It's
it
no.
does,
Yes or no?
it does
Yes
not
or
keep,
no?
it does not keep
Better
our
have.
children safe. It does
Mr.
not keep our
Pratt.
children safe. No,
Mr.
it
Pratt.
doesn't keep our children safe enough.
It's a simple yes or no question, Mr. Pratt.
What I was saying is she's fighting because she doesn't think there's a difference between 1 foot or 500 feet for kids' safety with drug addicts with machetes
Again,
in
we'll
front of
take that.
schools.
Yes or no?
Of course, we do not want encampments in front of schools, parks, daycare.
Okay,
I don't
right.
want vehicles.
Mayor, you had talked about inside safe. Let's go into that a little bit. You've suggested that there has been progress made, but even the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, which the city contracts with, has said that upwards of 40% have left and gone back to the street. I mean, there's a concern that a lot of money is being spent. There's been some progress, certainly not enough. I'll have you defend your program.
So, Conan, I declared a state of emergency on day 1 because I know that what Angelenos want to see are their streets clear. Inside Safe is the only citywide program that we have had that has reduced homelessness 2 years in a row. Prior to that, there was no citywide strategy and homelessness was going up year after year. We need to have an entirely new system that is frankly independent in the city of Los Angeles because we need to build out services once we get people off the street. The same report also said that 60% of the people in Inside Safe stay inside. So it is a program that is working. Absolutely. Does it need to be better? Does it need to be more cost effective? And we're working on that right now by building temporary structures on city-owned property. We can do this, Los Angeles. We have been doing it for the last 3 years, and it's the
what
first
happened to
time
you get 60
homelessness has gone
seconds,
down.
30 to respond? They're giving them 2 seconds.
Councilmember Rahman, so you promised to clear half of the encampments by the Olympics and all of it by the end of your term if you get elected.
Yes.
My question to you, you've been in the city council for 5 years. Why are we barely seeing this plan yesterday? I think it was posted on your Instagram. And is this realistic?
Absolutely, it's realistic, and it's realistic because I've done it in my own district. This is exactly the plan that I've operationalized in my district to get a 54% reduction in tents and encampments in my district in 3 years.
Okay.
In 3 years. Yes. And I am one council member and proposing a plan for an entire city at this time. It is absolutely realistic. But what I want to go back to is the idea that we are satisfied with our homelessness system right now. I don't think anybody in Los Angeles right now can say that we are satisfied with spending extraordinary amounts of money on our homelessness response and getting only incremental progress in response. I want to change that. Let's use the dollars that we're spending. Let's actually build out a real system that can get as many people indoors as possible. Let's not put them into $100,000 a year motel rooms for a year or more per person. This system is not fiscally sustainable, and we must work to end this crisis with urgency and with accountability right now.
So you'll make a commitment to clear all the encampments by the end of your term if you get elected.
Yes, that's correct. Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, Mayor.
I have to respond because I know the statistics she's talking about in her district, but the statistics are there because of Inside Safe, because she has called on Inside Safe repeatedly. I took the initiative to go into her district to make sure that encampments were cleared. We absolutely need need a new system, and it has to have a comprehensive approach.
Better let him respond.
And there's no rooms for $100,000.
We need to move on here.
Sorry,
Mr. Pratt, you have been critical of what you consider failures of the current administration on this issue. You advocate for what some have called get help or get out of the way. What is that, and how do you do it?
I don't know who made up that name. First off, I just want to say, Councilwoman Robin acts like she doesn't have any authority with this homelessness. She was the third most powerful person in city council. She runs the homeless housing thing. She acts like this is just Mayor Bass. First off, inside safe, I like to say inside safe makes all of us outside unsafe. The reality is no matter how many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistics says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. Nithya, Councilwoman Robin's plan for treatment first, I will go below the Harbor Freeway tomorrow with her, and we can find some of these people she's going to offer treatment for. She's going to get stabbed in the neck. These people do not want a bed. They want fentanyl or super meth. These ideas cost us over $400 million to house. For 70, what did you say? 3,000 people for 400 million? This is absolute failure for both of them. They're a team.
So, Councilmember Rahman, you have 30 seconds to respond.
I want to just say to everybody who's watching today, you're going to watch today as Mayor Bass and Spencer Pratt attack me because they want to run against each other in the general election. Each of them thinks that running against each other is going to help them win. And they don't want to run against me because my ideas, which are based on real results in my district, which are based on real data, a real analysis of the system, and a focus on accountability and using every dollar as effectively as possible, which we have done in my district. I want to take this citywide. This is why this is happening today.
Councilmember Rahman, we're out of time. I'm going to give each of you 30 seconds to respond to this. Mr. Pratt, I'm going to start with you, and then I'm going to go to Mayor Bass.
First off, Mayor Bass and I are definitely not working together. I blame this person for burning my house and my parents' house and my town and all my neighbors down. I am not working with Mayor Bass. Second off, if I wanted to run against anybody, it would be the council member who is terrible. Mayor Bass has at least been a mayor for almost 4 years and has, as she talked about earlier, the unions, all the unions endorse Mayor Bass. You think it's easier to run against the incumbent mayor with all the unions or a random city council member who's been a failure for 6 years? I would much rather run against Councilwoman Rahman. Thank you very much.
It's delicious.
I love specifically, there's a lot of money, billions that are spent on the homeless endeavors. Yes. A lot of that money goes to 501c3s and nonprofits. Now we're hearing the Department of Justice has a lawsuit against the director of Abundant Blessings, $23 million they allege that was siphoned. Project Home Key, I believe, not a statewide project, two real estate developers accused of siphoning off $40 million. There's a perception that we don't know where the money's going. And that we have, the legislative analyst in Sacramento said there are $26 billion in state funds. We're not sure if that did any good. So how can we have confidence that the investment we are making in the future is not going into the pocket of some director who will end up in federal court?
First of all, I don't think it's shocking that you do find corruption in big programs like this.
Yes, he is the corruption. This cunt right here.
Completely accountable. But I will just say that for the first time, we've had a reduction of homelessness 2 years in a row because of policies that I have put in place. I also believe we need to have an overhaul of the system, but I can tell you that streets that we have cleared, crime is down. Firefighters don't have to go out. Firefighters spend 30% of their time putting out fires that are related to homelessness. Businesses are able to have customers. Kids are able to walk to school and parents without navigating tents. That's what I would say. But I have to say about my colleague here is that, yes, she is a member of city council. She chairs the homelessness committee, but she also, in order to get anything passed in city council, she has to build an alliance with her colleagues. And she has not been successful in doing that, which is why she has not been able to pass the policies that she's talking about.
Thank you. Council Member Rahman, so this also happened under your watch. Your plan calls for fully staffing the Bureau of Homelessness Oversight, which the City Council established under your leadership. So the question is, why is it not fully staffed as we speak right now?
It's not. I, as part of my efforts to create accountability on homelessness, I've been pushing for greater oversight within the city. Right now in the city, there is no one who is watching our dollars. There's no one, even as we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars every year, there is no accountability in the city. There's no staff at the city that are making sure that every single dollar that you are spending, your tax dollars, are going to the issue of homelessness. People are not watching to make sure those are going towards outcomes. They're not watching to make sure that every dollar is being spent appropriately. That is because the city has not invested in oversight. I've been pushing for exactly that oversight. I created the first data around performance that the city had because I pushed and it happened. I established the Bureau of Homelessness Oversight through my powers as a council member, but the mayor is the executive of the city. She has the power to move departments to hire and to build out the staffing. A year after this was established, no new staff members have been hired for this. No leadership has been hired.
Thank you.
No
Your time
one.
is up. Thank you.
Mr. Pratt, this next question is for you, and you have 60 seconds.
Mayor Bass would like to respond. I don't know if you heard.
Do we have the time?
No, I'm just.
No, go ahead, Mayor.
Well, thank you. Let me just say that the bureau that the councilwoman is referring to is being staffed. Half the staff are there now. And we have been reducing homelessness again for the first time and building out a system that needs to be built. The problem with my colleague, though, and I appreciate your interest in data and all of that, that is important.
Jedi mind
but
fucking
I
them. He knows
believe
she's
it was
more
important
unpopular.
to act in this city. Angelinos do not want to see encampments on their street.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sorry. Okay, Mr. Pratt. Mr. Pratt. Thank you for.
You see her? She's like,
traffic up. We appreciate it. How does your
He's already
professional
leading.
experience qualify you to make sure and to oversee a budget the size of LA's $14 billion budget? We know you're passionate about what you're doing. We know you're an entrepreneur. This
Wait,
is
did
a
he say
$14
basura?
billion budget.
I missed it.
What kind of experience do you bring to the table for that?
Well, thankfully, I have common sense and I'm humble. I have humility. I'm going to surround myself.
I'll take common sense
in the world because I actually don't have to balance the budget. The mayor doesn't balance the budget. She has a CAO. She has a team. And we're not going to say she has the best team, but she has a team and they balance the budget. My job is to be, as crazy as this will sound, I'm the adult in the room here, Spencer Pratt. And that's what it's come to. And so I plan on putting people that actually want to make sure all of our money, like Councilwoman Rahman was saying, is accounted for. Pure transparency, every dollar, all of our tax money. And again, back to what Councilwoman Rahman was saying about that, in her own district, she let one of these NGOs, a building was on the market for $3 million. It sold for $8 million to the NGO with that tax money that she's so concerned about. She wants to watch it all. She can't even keep track of the NGOs in her own district stealing our tax money. So when I'm doing the budget, we're gonna make sure no one's stealing our money.
Councilmember Rahman, do you have a response for that?
I'm not sure what building Spencer Pratt is referring to, but I will also just say that we have pushed extremely hard to build the oversight system, so much so that I had to go out and get philanthropic support to create the data for performance oversight and accountability at the city. The city was refusing to put our dollars and our people towards it. This is important. Your tax dollars deserve to be watched. You deserve a system that responds to you with
I hope she does.
That's what I want to establish.
Ms. Rahman, thank you. And Mayor Bass, do you have a response to that as well?
Sure. Again, what I have done on my watch is reduced homelessness for the first time 2 years in a row. We absolutely need a system that is able to provide services to people. It has been woefully unacceptable what has been happening so far. I feel we're moving in the right direction. And under my watch, we will continue to do that because we need to make
I'm watching from Massachusetts too.
What has been
There's
going
a fellow
on
in Massachusetts.
Years before, frankly.
We're an enemy. We're behind enemy lines over here.
I'm a student from the Harvard of the West, Loyola Marymount University. Your name, your major, and what year are you? And your question.
Good evening. My name is John Kasabian. I am a senior urban and environmental
He looks like
studies
an AIDS
major.
patient from
My
the
question
80s.
for you is that Los Angeles remains one of the most unaffordable regions in the nation. If elected, what is one housing policy you would implement immediately or change?
Mayor, we'll start with you.
Yes, the housing policy that I
Talk
did
about
implement
monkeypox.
immediately after I said it, declared a state of emergency around homelessness. I expedited the building. 42,000 units are being fast-tracked for affordable housing. We have another 43,000 units that are potential with our adaptive reuse, which means you can change office buildings into housing. We also changed the zoning codes, so we have the potential for another 500,000 units. I know that one of the primary drivers for the lack of affordability in our city is housing and making sure that people can afford to live here. So that is how I have focused on addressing the affordability issue. Now, there's a lot of other factors that come into affordability that we can't control, such as the price of gas or what is happening 3,000 miles away. But every single thing we can do, rent stabilization, reducing the price of rent, eviction prevention. I started the mayor's fund that allows us to do that.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilwoman.
Thank you for that question. This is one of the driving factors behind my candidacy and the work that I want to do. The cost of housing is driving young families out of the city. It's driving young people out of the city. It is making this into a city that is no longer one of opportunity, and it is not central to anyone else's agenda on this stage except for mine. The mayor has not had a deputy mayor of housing during a housing crisis for the last 2 years. The ED1 program has entitled 42,000 units, but only 14% of them are actually under construction. What we need to do is make sure that the city gets out of the way. Right now, on average, the city takes over 1.5 years to approve multifamily housing, apartments, exactly the kind of housing that we desperately need in order to bring prices down. Why is the city standing in the way? As mayor, I will take my executive authority over the departments and ensure that they respond to new apartment applications within 60 days if they are zoning compliant, so that we can build exactly the kind of housing that will make this into a city of opportunity again.
Ms. Rahman, thank you. Mr. Pratt, you have 60 seconds.
She also mentioned.
She did. I heard it.
See how nice they are being to each other?
He's a nice person, actually.
That's good
Go
to
ahead,
know.
Mayor.
What's going on here?
Well, first of all, I disagree in terms of how much time it takes to go through the process. We have cut red tape so you can go through much quicker than that. The 42,000 units of housing that are being fast-tracked, 6,000 of those units are actively under construction, but there are definitely other factors that have weighed into that. And some of the factors are the price of construction materials, just the general economy, and we are doing everything we can to make sure that we are able to fast track that housing. We want to see people move in right now,
Mayor?
which is why we've come up with a variety of ways in addition to that.
Thank you very much. Mr. Pratt, are you ready?
I am. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
you have a minute to respond.
Well, the good news is when I enforce the law and clear the street of the drug addicts that have taken over 40 blocks of downtown LA, abandoned buildings that have drug addicts just lighting them on fire every other day.
Like a zombie
I will have
apocalypse.
potentially 20,000 units available to build. And thankfully, I spent a lot of time in a town that has a lot of builders, and I see all the new 3D printing and the potential of how fast we can do it. And with this ED1 that Mayor Bass is talking about, I met with the developer this week, Carlos, and he said, yes, she did an initiative where she fast-tracked it 6 months. It's been 2.5 years, and he hasn't been able to get his permits. The best part is some of these developers that are taking all of our tax money are charging $750 a square foot for stuff that should be costing $250. And Councilwoman Rahman, this plan that she's going to build all these units, guess what? She's going to sue all the people that actually rents to the tenants, and then they're not going to even want to rent to anybody because she wants people to squat in there for a year and not pay. So I don't know how her plan's going to work.
Councilmember Rahman,
Hi, bitch, I want to see the
I'm
tears.
so proud of him. That coincides with all of this, please.
Great. I mean, I don't, I'm not sure how to respond to that vision of
Damn right, bitch.
idea of what Los Angeles looks like. This is really not the city that I love so much. We need to make this city so much better.
Yeah.
We have to work so hard to ensure that this city works for everyone who lives in it. And crucial to that is actually ensuring. I'm sorry, I was still speaking.
Okay,
I'm speaking.
Continue, Council.
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't
No,
mind,
let us go.
the governor the other day expressed frustration, Mayor.
You realize he's doing like Trump
the
strategy, right?
implementation of Senate Bill 79, that is high density along transit lines.
Yeah.
I know that you wanted him to veto that law.
He's
He
even
didn't.
got the moderators.
I know, Councilwoman, you supported that
Oh
law.
no, this is a 5-on-1.
I don't know if we need a minute for all of this, but can you just tell us, with regard to building transit, a lot of neighborhoods are concerned about this, high density up to 9 stories at transit lines. Why did you want to delay that, Mayor?
Why did I want to delay it?
Right.
Well, first of all, I don't support Sacramento saying that this is what we need to do here in Los Angeles, especially our city, where we are very much committed to building housing. And I feel, especially after all of the units that I talked about, we are on track to build housing. We need absolutely more housing built, but SB 79 basically says you can build it in any residential area, and I don't believe that that is necessary. In some areas, and I always talk about Sherman Oaks, they don't want their individual neighborhoods disrupted, but they are very open to building housing on their commercial strips. Councilwoman Harris Dawson is the perfect example where on Crenshaw Boulevard, you see hundreds of units being built, but the single family homes are not disrupted. There's ways to do it. We are on our road to do it. We did not need Sacramento to tell us what to do and to mandate what we were doing.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilwoman.
Here's why SB 79 and other state laws keep coming down on us. Because the city of Los Angeles is not taking responsibility for the demand for housing. We are not building housing at the level that we need to address our housing shortage. And when we don't build that housing responsibly, when we don't take responsibility for it from the very top, including from this mayor who has pushed back against these state mandates, they come in and impose these mandates on us. Here's what I would do instead. Let's actually plan for the housing that we need. Let's build out the neighborhoods that we want to build. Let's make them beautiful. Let's actually solve for the kind of density and affordability that the state is asking us to do. We can do it if we plan for it. And as mayor, that's exactly what I would do. I would ensure that I would use the executive authority in the mayoralty to make sure that every department was planning for density in ways that Angelenos welcomed, so that Sacramento didn't have to intervene. In the absence of that, this is what happens.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll get to you. And Mr. Pratt, it would seem to me you agree with the mayor on this topic, but I just want you to asking you about density development imposed by the state.
Yeah, to be clear, I just said I'm going to have 40 blocks when I get rid of all the drug addicts that are sleeping on the sides of all these empty buildings. So we will have so much high density. I'll have so many bike lanes for Mayor, or excuse me, Councilwoman Rahman to have all her bike lanes. We're going to have all that. We have plenty of places to build. We don't need to put a 7-story cement structure in a single family neighborhood with no parking. I actually lived the consequences of high density on small streets, and it's people can burn alive in an emergency or in an earthquake or any type of evacuation situation. Adding these high density buildings onto these teeny tiny streets doesn't make sense. Of course, I'm fine with building where they make sense. I love building. I think it's great. I think they should look a little better than what Councilwoman Rahman wants, like prison-like boxes, but I think they should have some style. Not to mention the fact that Councilwoman Rahman is fighting Mayor Bass on Sacramento, where she just was telling me, this is LA, this is LA. Where's her LA pride?
Okay, Mr. Pratt, listen, you can answer this next question because it relates to it. Downtown Los Angeles seems to be in a state of crisis. The high rises there, the office buildings are worth a fraction of what they used to be. That will impact the budget, by the way. You have a graffiti tower. You have a $500 million bridge, 6th Street Bridge, where somebody ripped out 38,000 feet of copper, so it's in the dark. You have restaurants, Kohl's at 6th and Main, Clifton's at Broadway and 8th, that survived the Depression, Prohibition, and World War II. But you can't survive the human feces outside their front door. They're closed. What is your plan for downtown? Can we afford to let it die? And
sounds like you should be a Spencer Pratt voter.
With you. Would you agree to bring city workers back full time to the office in order to help some of the businesses.
But everything's
I think
great.
we
other
do
than that.
definitely need to bring city and county workers back. We bring in our office, we have people in the office 3 days a week in order to be able to address issues. There are some workers that should be in the office much more, and there's others that can be there 3 days a week, but absolutely. That is not the only intervention that downtown needs. And right now, the lack of care that's being demonstrated in downtown LA is part of our broken status quo. Downtown LA needs attention and it needs real care.
Doesn't it look like she's crying or tearing up?
It needs work with businesses to ensure that businesses aren't just fleeing downtown LA, that they're actually staying there. It needs regular cleanups. It needs real maintenance. It needs a strategy. Instead, what Mayor Bass has done is to dismantle our economic development department. We don't have a strategy to keep businesses here in Los Angeles. And we're watching as they walk away from this city instead of investing in it. That's the kind of investment that I want to encourage people to make by actually investing in a real economic development strategy for LA.
Mr. Pratt, how do we solve this? Are you want to bring workers back into the city full on? I mean, what's the solution for this problem? He mentioned a lot of problems. What's your plan?
Thank you, sir. Well, first off, I was just talking to my friend Rachel, who works in downtown LA. Downtown is so unsafe now that they have to serve the food. All the employees have to eat inside. They can't risk going out. That's why all these beautiful restaurants are closing, because it's so unsafe. So before we require city workers to go back into any buildings, we need to enforce the laws on the street. Councilwoman Rahman is talking about safety, yet when animal rescue activist Rebecca Corey came in and said the dogs are being tortured and abused on the streets of downtown, she walked out of the hearing. She doesn't care about safety. She doesn't care about anything she's talking about. At least Mayor Bass pretends to care.
Mayor Bass, can we afford, and you've got a minute to answer this question, can we afford to let downtown LA die? As
No,
Cohen pointed
I'm
out,
having
we
a
cannot- but it's in
sexual
a crisis
feeling.
situation at this point.
Absolutely.
It
And
seems
so-
to be going the wrong way.
So let me just tell you that we absolutely cannot. Downtown is the center of our city, and it is an economic engine that absolutely needs to be attended to. We have a strategy that
We really
is
need to
working.
get women
We are
out of
working with the
politics.
business associations. We are increasing public safety there. That's why I did the adaptive reuse ordinance, which allows for the office buildings that are vacant to be converted into housing, and those conversions are taking place right now. That is why we have to deal with the street homelessness that is there. There needs to be massive intervention there. And then, of course, there is the convention center, and the convention center is a long-term investment that we have to make in our city, because the more people you have downtown, whether it's a convention or people coming downtown for concerts, is the way to make the city more safe and downtown more safe. And my number one obligation is to keep our city safe. So downtown is absolutely critical.
Thank you.
All right, moving to our Councilmember Rahman, would you like to respond to that?
To
Who is this bitch in the lopsided wig?
I mean, look, I feel like we're having a theoretical conversation here about the direction of our city, which is being led currently by our mayor.
No, it's a real conversation. It's a real conversation, bitch.
The city. Right. And if you are satisfied with the status quo, then I've got great news for you. The incumbent is on the ballot. What I'm here to say is that we need more urgency to respond to the issues right now. We need real plans. We need real efforts to make sure that we're keeping businesses here, that we're keeping workers here, that we're keeping residents in downtown.
What's crazy is there's
the strategy and effort that I want to bring to this
vote
world.
for her.
Councilwoman Rahman endorsed Mayor Bass 2 weeks before she ran for election. 2 hours before the candidacy closed, she endorsed Mayor Bass. So all of a sudden now has all these problems with Mayor Bass. They do photos together.
Mr. Pratt.
Oh, sorry.
We have so many more topics, and you know what? I know we're passionate. You're passionate about what we're talking about.
I just want
Voters
to smack
really
her
want some
across the
concrete
face.
evidence here, and they want people to be direct.
But
So
she referenced
moving
me.
along,
I need
Mayor,
to
I'm so
respond
sorry
to
to
that.
have to cut you
That's
off.
supposed to be part of the rules.
These are the worst
I haven't been
moderators.
offered that that in a lot of this.
No, but do you realize how brilliant
rules
Spencer is? That
joining
he's
you
just getting
there.
these two bitches to fight with each other.
Absolutely, the
It's so,
status quo
so
and
good.
breaking up the status quo and dealing with the bureaucracy is exactly why I ran. And I started doing that by addressing homelessness, but also by bringing coalitions together to make sure that we can deal with downtown. Did you know that we are the only major city that does not have a comprehensive infrastructure plan? So it's been haphazard up until now.
It's a debate,
left
and
to
they
the
never let
wishes
them
of
debate.
every single
No.
council member. I have
They're so
instituted and
scared of the
started a
new word.
comprehensive
Like,
infrastructure
they
plan
can't.
and
And
moving
so
right away
they're
into
terrified of
replacing
Spencer.
60,000 solar lights.
Thank you, Mayor.
From
Are we good
copper.
on this topic now? Because this next topic, a lot of viewers, when we put up the QR code, wanted to know about this. It has to do with the film and television industry. A lot of people think we're
All
nowhere
leaving
close to
LA.
where we should be. I know it bounced back the first part of this year, but it's at least 30%
Nothing
below
films in
what
LA
it was
anymore.
pre-COVID.
They go to
Pre-COVID
red
time.
states.
So the question becomes, and Mayor, I'm going to start with you. Do we do enough to keep production in Southern California?
Well, let
You
me
have
just
1 minute.
Let me just tell you what I have done. In working with the industry, we have expedited permits. I established one person who is a czar to provide concierge services for the industry. We also lowered the costs to do filming in Los Angeles. So for example, the observatory, we reduced those amounts by 70%. We are beginning to bring the industry back. And I'll tell you, this has been a long-standing issue of mine. When I was in Sacramento and served as speaker, I did the first tax credits and also promoted and advocated for those tax credits here in Sacramento. We have a long way to go, but we are absolutely making headway because of policies that I put in place.
Mr. Pratt, are we doing enough to bring Hollywood back?
Absolutely not. And that's great. Mayor Bass did those credits back in the day, but we don't have tax credits that even Massachusetts has better tax credits than Hollywood. We needed a mayor 3 years ago that was going to Sacramento and fighting the governor to get uncapped tax credits. We need post-production tax credits. And Councilwoman Rahman will tell you, my husband's a producer, blah, blah, blah. The reality is she's been in power for 5 years. Now, all of a sudden, she has these tweets and these posts, and she's doing Substacks. Both of these people have been the reason why there's no more Hollywood. Not to mention, even if they do, these things, we're still going to have drug addicts all over the street because they're treatment first, open beds, not mandatory treatment. Do you know, I talk to producers, they have to pay gang members right now to keep the streets safe, to go film anything on the streets of LA. So absolutely no, these two politicians have failed Hollywood times 1,000.
Councilmember Rahman, if elected, what would you do differently here? Is enough being done?
I would say, this issue is very personal to me. My husband has been a longtime writer in the industry, and we desperately need to keep Hollywood here. And I feel like the mayor's role is really to be the loudest advocate for the best possible version of the policies that we need, including a tax credit that has no cap, that is guaranteed years into the future, so that
so much for the super
production,
chat.
so that studios can actually invest here and they know that they can invest here. We need to make sure that we're reducing red tape in City Hall to make sure that productions have no bar to being able to film here. I also would create a real film office here. We don't have enough people at the city to make sure that filming can happen quickly and efficiently. We need people who know the industry and know the city and can make sure that we're working across county jurisdictions. That's what happened in Baywatch. City and county weren't talking to each other. Let's make it possible for us to actually do the work. I feel so strongly about this. And Angelinos in the industry need a fighter. I will be that fighter.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
We have to move on. Really quick, 30 seconds.
In her time in there, she feels very strongly about it, but never offered one motion. And when motions came up on the industry, she either recused herself or got up and walked out.
Thank you. Thank you both. We got to move on. Sorry. I am so sorry. We have to move on. We have a very important topic. So let's talk about immigration. Immigration after what happened last year, that was a really big deal.
So cool, so masculine, so stable.
An answer. So there's an LA council member. He wants voters to decide. He is saying that non-citizens, should they be allowed to vote in local elections? Is this a yes or no, Mr. Pratt?
No.
Mayor Bass.
It depends. It's not a yes or no.
Depends on what?
Well, first of all, when you say
Wow.
non-citizens, it doesn't mean they're here illegal. It doesn't mean they're
yeah,
green cards. They could be here perfectly legal. And there's a lot of states and cities that do that on very, very local elections. We have to see what the councilman is proposing.
Councilmember Bremen.
Yeah, I would say, again, it does depend. In other places, school boards have
was a yes or no question.
non-citizens,
Yes or no?
non-citizens who
Mr.
vote
Fred,
for
I have a question for you. You
residents
told
who vote
NBC
for
News a few months ago
100%.
that
They're not
you
even gonna
want
make her
LAPD to take care of. So if you don't want ICE to be here in the city, so the question is, you want LAPD to do enforcement as ICE?
No, that's not what I said. What I said is, when I'm mayor, I want to enforce all the laws and get all the drug dealers, the murderers, the child traffickers, the rapists. And if they're legal or illegal, if they are a danger to our society, I want them off our streets. So that's why I said ICE won't be coming here, because I'm going to end up, everybody they're supposedly looking for, they're going to be in jail when I'm mayor. So
that's not what ICE was doing.
Okay, we're moving
ICE
on.
was chasing people in car washes. ICE was chasing people
such a
in Home
lie.
Depots and picking
Call her a liar
vendors
again.
selling fruit. The majority of them, over 70%, had no record, no police record whatsoever. That is not what was going on in here. I was against it. I physically went out and did everything I could to stop it, and we'll do that again.
was that phone call when you were like, hello, please, don't come here? Just to be clear, I didn't say what she said. I said I'm going to target all criminals. So she just put words
That's
in
not what I said.
Okay. He asked
Thank
me
you.
what I said.
Final
The
question for all
illegals
three
are
of them.
criminals.
In another hour, there's going to be 7 candidates for governor. The governor's
It's
going to be
smart
there
of him, though, to seem a little
at one
moderate
point.
on
Very
it.
quickly, just to align.
No,
What do you
he's
need
doing a
from the next
masterclass.
governor to help?
We
the
don't
city?
need fruit
Ms.
sellers.
Rahman?
We need support we need financial support when our federal administration has abandoned us. We need to make sure that we are able to fund the programs that we need. We need to be able to make sure that we can ensure that the city is vibrant into the future. We absolutely need a governor who is going to fund that full film tax credit that we need. We need the support in the absence of support from the federal government.
Mr. Pratt,
What do we need
the
from him?
next governor. What do you need from that person?
Personally, the governor needs to clear all his dead fuels around our community, so more communities don't burn down. All the dead brush surrounding Sunland, Tahunga, Bel Air, Brentwood, the Valley. So there's a
Wow.
lot of dead fuels that they leave because they care
Dude,
more
I'm
about
so
plants
sorry.
and fuels. I would start with there. Second,
Wow.
we need to make sure this home key, this homeless billions that's laundered
There's
through
the
these
cost of
NGOs.
Democrat
We need to
policies
have
right there.
Right
where
there.
you require treatment. Right now, they make it so someone like Mayor Bass has to fight, even if she wanted to require treatment, they have to fight Mayor Bass because they say, no, you can do drugs inside of these $1 million rooms. So I would say we got to stop the money laundering.
Mayor Bass.
We need cooperation from the governor. For example, we need the governor to support us in cleaning up our highways, doing the landscaping. It looks a mess. We need the graffiti removed. We need the governor to restore the money for homelessness that was cut by 50%. We need the governor to front fund the money for FEMA, because while we're waiting for it to come from DC, we need to do undergrounding in the Pacific Palisades. And there's a lot of things that we need from Sacramento.
You look
It
like
is
you
fortunate
jealous.
that I
Is this
serve
from, like,
there. I know how
Day
to
or
work in
something?
Sacramento. I know how to make it work for us. I've had to change laws to help us here. I've also had to do the same thing in Washington, D.C. Need them to advocate for the insurance industry and the banking industry so that people can rebuild in the Pacific Palisades.
All right. Thank you so much. Time flies. Special thanks to our candidates tonight, our partners at LMU, and of course the Skirball Cultural Center.
No closing
Ballots for the second primary have been mailed out. You can submit your vote now, and we want to hear from you as well. Scan the QR
No
code
closing
that you see on the
statement?
screen to tell us your thoughts about the debate tonight. Stay with us, though. We will be back here
You
in 1
suck, you
hour
fucking
with
stupid
more
drag
on the
queen.
gubernatorial debate, and of course, keep watching on our News at 6 for complete analysis of what went down. We'll also be broadcasting and streaming live right here on
No
NBC4
self-respecting
and
drag
Telemundo
queen with a
52.
wig like
We will
that.
see you back here in just 1 hour.
What's in an hour?
The governor.
Oh, the governor. Do we want to watch chat? Do we want to watch the governor debate? Sage, do we want to? You guys can decide.
I don't know who. I don't know. Like, I know
either.
even less about that. Who
Yeah,
is
I know
it?
nothing about it. Well, before we worry about that, we gotta. Oh my god, we have so much shit to talk about. Before we get into it, though, let's have a very quick word from our sponsor.
It's time for my grifting. Give me all your money. Don't just be a drifter. Help me be a grifter.
Fuck you, pay me.
So if you guys like the channel, help support the channel. Send in your super chats, join my locals or my Patreon, or become a channel member. We do lots of fun stuff. We do movie night, game night. Oh my god, Sage, I don't think you were there when we were talking about this, but we have to do movie night of the Birdcage, and I feel like you need to be there.
Oh my god,
I know.
yes.
So we're gonna do that probably Sunday, I think. Sorry, guys. By the way, oh wait, sorry. I was just gonna say. By the way, sorry. I try to do it weekly. I missed a few, but this last weekend I was filming stuff with Puppet Edgar, so there may be a horror comedy short coming out soon with me and Puppet Edgar and Greg and Adam and a whole bunch of people. It's gonna be great. And if you're new here, I'm so happy to see so many new friends in the chat. So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, do all the stuff. And obviously her link is below. Support this amazing woman because we all love Sage very much.
Cute. Oh my god, yeah, no, the Birdcage, that would be great. I haven't seen that movie in like 20 years, so.
Can we talk about, though, Spencer Pratt in this debate has been, you always say this, I'm quoting you, this was an erotic experience.
Look, I'm going to tell you, he destroyed those two shrews like they were a building in Palestine.
He gave them beepers.
He gave them beepers.
We might have breaking
like
news.
that was glorious.
We might have breaking news. Is this true? I'm gonna go look it up. Paris Hilton endorsed him. Is that true? Let me look it up before we say that. Let me look. I feel like that would be kind of big.
That wouldn't surprise me. Like her family's pretty conservative, actually. So,
but I feel like she never says a word about politics.
No.
I don't see anything about it. That would be amazing. I think that's the biggest struggle is that in LA or in New York, places like that, it is all based in social pressure. People, people are willing to have their lives, literally in this case, go up in flames, their homes destroyed, just to sit at the good people table, just to not have the scarlet letter on them. And it's fucking psychotic. So that's why I said I am so happy that this is a nonpartisan race. He doesn't have to run as a Republican. He can just speak common sense. And then I'm hoping that maybe more mainstream, respectable people will endorse him and they can get past that social pressure stigma.
Yeah. I mean, he did so well, considering that really was a 5-on-1 debate, right? I mean, let's be real. The moderators are not neutral. And people need to stop pretending these are not neutral at all. So he was taking on the moderators, both those banshees, those miserable, just gyno tyrants, right?
Gyno tyrants. I love that. That's my new favorite phrase.
But I can't believe that. Was anyone else jarred? Like that ended so abruptly, and there was no last question. We're winding down. Here's a closing statement. Like it was just like, and we're done.
Those have to be the single worst debate moderator, just the most incompetent debate moderators I've ever seen in my life. That fucking drag queen with her Party City wig on backwards. It was like in Dreamgirls. Turn the wigs around. Turn the wigs around. That's what she fucking looked like. Yeah, 100%. It's because Spencer. Oh my god! You scared the shit out of me. Fuck you. Oh
Hi guys. Hi Sage.
Hi.
I'm gonna have a heart attack now. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Adam, everybody from Vets Talking.
I saw the greatest potential future YouTuber is on here, so I had to come up and say, hi, Sage. How we doing?
Yeah, everybody convince her to make a channel.
Oh my goodness. Gonna get bullied. Peer pressure.
Oh my God, Spencer Pratt.
Adam, did you watch? Did you watch it?
No, I was out playing with alligators.
You met an alligator without me?
Gatorland.
You met an alligator and I haven't.
I met thousands of alligators today.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Anyone out there, if you've never been to a Gatorland in Orlando, picture a place packed with as many alligators as you can think that there is. And you're wrong. There's way more.
Oh, I gotta go there.
Go.
Hey, Ironside.
Patty Stanger endorsed him.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Oh my God! So the socialist
matchmaker
looked like she was on the verge of tears the entire time. She's like shaking and looks like she's about to cry. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
I know, right?
Oh wait. By the way, someone in chat said we should watch the governor debate because Katie Porter is going to be in it. She's a train wreck.
Oh.
Have you seen some of the videos of that? Apparently, whatever the freaking communist is who's in the lead right now. Like this is an unhinged psychopathic bitch.
Wait for the governor.
And they just lie.
For the governor, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant who's the one running for governor? Like some DSA bitch?
I don't. All I know is the one who's in the lead. Crowder was playing today. So she has an ad out right now where at the end of the ad, she tells people who's in the scene, all right, now get out of my shot because she got caught because she was recording some video and one of her aides popped into the back to give her advice on something she was saying. And she's like, get out of my shot. Get out of my shot. I don't care. Get out of my shot.
Oh, that's Katie Porter.
And then apparently thought it would be funny to remind people of that by making it a running joke. Oh, now get out of my shot. No, you're just a bitch.
Oh my God. Let
me
check when.
Yep. She is a worthless cunt.
1 sec, I'm checking when the governor debate starts.
Just like
she said
another wretched woman who can her own misery.
I don't know. You're right. I realized that was weird as soon as you said it. Okay, yeah, it starts.
That's the weirdest, most homosexual thing I've ever
seen. Sage, are you down to watch the governor debate?
Oh, why not?
Yeah. Would you like to join? No pressure if you don't feel like it. Would you like to?
I mean, depends on what day it is. I'm still trying.
It's in an hour.
No,
you don't have to. You don't have to. but you're invited if you would like to.
We're just glutton for punishment, apparently.
Thank you.
All right. I'm sacrificing my health to get AIDS for this show.
Oh, they had an AIDS patient on there. I mean, we don't know he was an AIDS patient, but he looked like an AIDS patient. What's been super cool though is we got a lot of new friends in the chat, and a lot of them are from LA talking about how it's been destroyed. We had someone, Gidget, her husband was murdered by an illegal. So it's this is the cost of these policies that these people push.
Well, hey, everybody out there, if you live in LA, just make sure you remind everybody out there, no matter how stupid, how retarded they are. And I'm being dead serious. I know it sounds like I'm trying to set up for a joke, but you got to be straight up with these people. Don't be afraid. Don't let them push you around. You know, I live in an extremely different area, live in rural Missouri, Lake of the Ozarks, where they are afraid to speak about their stupid liberal bullshit. As opposed to when I go to somewhere like St. Louis, like, well, at least it's not so much anymore. Like we used to think we have to like talk in code to somebody to make sure. No, I'm done. I'm done with this shit now. I don't fucking care. I'm going to speak loud and proud about my policies because my policies aren't stupid, retarded bullshit, like chopping off penises and letting in murderers and psychopaths into our damn country so they can be a fucking voting base. I'm being tough but fair, and grow a pair of balls, everybody out there, and tell all of your friends to grow a pair of balls, and let's take fucking California back.
Woo! Yeah, bitch!
My brother!
Mic drop! I'm out. Oh, let me pick up Mikey. I'm going to drop him. Ready? Mic drop. Love you, dude. All right, I'll see you guys.
I told them there might be a comedic horror short film coming with people and a puppet. I don't know. We'll see.
Check out Bet's Investigating Paranormal, everybody. It's coming up.
Boom, bitch. Boom. Adam.
Yes.
Dear sweet Adam.
What?
Do you by any chance have an extra beer? Can I steal one?
I'll get you a beer.
Thank you.
Tell you what, just take this one.
Thank you. I love you.
All right. Later, guys.
Follow him. Vet's talking. Drop the G. You'll find me, but not me. Him. I love that bitch.
He is awesome. I didn't know he was still visiting.
Yes, I love it. I'll ask. I've been trying to wait. I meant to answer that. I'll get on his ass to stream more. What do I do for? I assume this is me, or maybe it's Adam. I don't know. I do my regular show, MIKEroaggress'd. That's just like having cool people on, like this wonderful woman. Thursdays tomorrow, we do a stream called Pimpcast that I got the guys on, and we usually have a pimpette, and it's just kind of like a fun hangout show. We talk pop culture, movies, nerdy shit, all sorts of stuff, and hang out. So tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, if you guys feel like hopping on for Pimpcast. And also, like I said, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Oh, also, I sometimes do. I really wanted to go today, but I couldn't find anyone to go with me. I'll sometimes do like street interviews. They were having a protest against Byron Donalds today. Oh, I wanted to go. So hopefully they'll do another one and I can make it. I wanted to go interview those white liberals so badly and just ask them first. I wanted to start by asking them, why do you think people didn't vote for Kamala? And of course, they'll probably say, oh, they're racist. They won't vote for a black person. I'd be like, well, interesting. You're here protesting against Byron Donalds. You put a big X over his face on your flyer. Gee, rules for thee, but not for me always. Also, somebody, let me find it, in chat said Spencer just gave a great interview. If anyone has that, send it to me. Ooh, I like that. Madams. They should be madams. We're doing one soon, B. Probably in the next like week or two. We're planning our next. So Adam, me, and our buddy Greg went ghost hunting. It's on his channel. We're doing it again soon. Let me check. Someone let me know where the Spencer interview is. Is it on Twitter? Let me see. No, I don't think so. Let me search. Sorry, I'm very slow with stuff. Let me see. I can't believe how bad Nithya Raman was, though. I mean, they were really trying. I've seen all these articles. She's the West Coast Mamdani. No, like hell she is. She was shaking like a leaf.
Oh yeah, she doesn't have any of his charisma. Like
None.
she can't even fake it. She looked scared and pathetic and desperate. But she's also quite dangerous. I mean, if she got in, she's look, she is what really the entire left has become, which is they are just resentful and destructive. That's all it is.
Dylan, of course I have, but I don't want to bore people with that tonight. We'll get into this on Pimpcast tomorrow. Aw, thanks, dude. I'm so happy to see new people. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I can't say both of us cannot stand most content creators and shit. So we sort of just hate everyone here. I believe in equality. I hate everyone equally. I'm trying to find this interview of his. I just want more Spencer. I want more Spencer. Man, if he was not a happily married man, he would need a restraining order on me.
Okay, he's married to the girl that was on the hills, right? Do I have that right? I think I'm
Heidi.
That. Okay.
Should we, by the way, on my locals, watch a couple episodes of The Hills? I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm honored just to be in. My name doesn't even belong in the same sentence. I could never compare. Yeah, that's pretty much a lot of what we do here. Current events, pop culture, politics, etc. I am a former liberal turned Republican, which I never thought I would be. But then the world went crazy.
I feel though like former leftists honestly are the best people in the world. Like there's something about former leftists. And it's not that I don't like the people who have always, you know, they were conservative out of the womb, and they like I'm not knocking them, but there is just something about fed up leftists who went conservative. There's like this unique, lovely thing about them. And yeah, I don't know.
I think it's because we've seen the reality of things.
We saw the horror, exactly.
Yeah, we've lived in these policies.
And everyone kind of has their. It may not have been one moment. I know for some people it's a collection of moments, but there's always like a thing where you finally just saw this thing, the left for being fraudulent and cheap and malignant, and once you saw it, it was like you just sort of realized that like your values no longer align with your politics, and whatever this is, it's like, hold on, whoa, and then you walk away and you leave, right?
I totally forgot. Were you a former liberal, or have you always been based?
Hardcore. Are you kidding?
I know you're a big theater girl.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no. I was doing standouts for Bernie. I was like, yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, that's why I say I can so clearly see my former self 1000% voting for Mamdani. If I didn't know the things that I know and haven't lived the past decade of my life, his words sound great, but I just know the reality of them, and now we're seeing the reality of them, unfortunately. But like I said, this bitch is no Mamdani. Like, no. I didn't think she would be that bad.
She was so out of her league. Like she got so outclassed. She can't keep up. She's in the amateur leagues and she's trying to be in the majors, and it was a little bit painful. I almost felt bad for her because it was such wreckage.
Which, by the way, I want to bring this up because this bitch was just straight up lying, talking about how she supports the police and wants to defend the police. Nithya Raman declared defund the police. Now she says LA shouldn't lose more cops. That's the thing, because these people push this shit and then they see the reality of it and it's undeniable. Yeah, well, she ran on in 2020, she ran on defund the police.
She's going to say what she has to say to get elected. Right? So now that defund the police, if maybe it hasn't so much fallen out of favor within her ideological cohort, they certainly know that it's not a good thing to say. Like, don't say it. So now she's not going to say it, right? Very simple. She wants the votes.
These people are unbelievable, as if they haven't been in power for years. He was so good, though. He was, even with the moderators giving him like zero time and not letting him get a fucking word in. They said, it's funny because we were making fun of them at the beginning that, 60 seconds and 30 seconds, that's not enough time. They didn't even give them that.
No.
They would cut people off. They would cut him off after like 5-10 seconds.
They were so obviously scared of him because I think they felt like, okay, he's the wild card element. He's the one we can't control. He's the one that's going to be harder to police. We don't know what to do, because the feminine bitchiness, they're very comfortable with that. But when a man comes in and actually is just going to school you and tell you what's what and lay down common sense and put down hard limits, that's a war crime to them, and they can't let that happen. They have to shut that down immediately.
Oh, I love it. Sorry, I'm still trying to find this interview. I just want more Spencer. There's
got to be tons of interviews of him, right? Like,
well, someone in chat was saying he just gave one post debate. Let me just see.
Oh,
that's what I'm trying to find, but I'm very bad at finding shit. Let me see.
Hold on. Oh,
I'm
look.
searching on Twitter.
You would think that would be Very easy to find. Did you go to his social media?
I went to his Twitter. I can't find it. I'm searching. Let me see. Oh, okay. Here's part of it. Is there the full one? I found a clip. Or maybe this is the whole thing. Let me see. Okay, I got it. 1 second. Here it is. Let me pull that up. Sorry, y'all. I have a very slow computer. So send in your super chats and help support the channel. I'm so excited, by the way, to watch the Birdcage on Locals.
You're gonna do it Sunday?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I think I have something tentatively. I moved it into my top 4 movies on Letterboxd. I'm like, there's no way that's not one of my favorite movies.
I haven't seen it in so long, so I'm excited.
I could quote like every word of it. Here it is. Okay. Basura. I'm surprised you didn't say Karen Basura.
Look at what their experience has done. They don't want to talk about their experience because that would bring up what your experience living under their leadership is. All I need to do is surround myself with people who don't call in bomb threats to City Hall. The mayor's deputy mayor, when she was in Ghana, when my house was burning down, he was under house arrest because he called in a bomb threat. I just got off the phone with my potential deputy mayor, Chief Bobby Garcia from the U.S. Forest Service, right before this debate, because I didn't know if the question would come up about public safety. I said, when you retire, sir, you ready to be my deputy mayor? He said, let's talk. As in, I'm bringing in experts. My job as mayor is to just make sure our tax money is not being stolen and laundered to increase problems, which is happening right now. 4 more years, these people, another $1 billion, more drug addicts all over the streets. Look at this city right now.
Oh, I love him. I love him. I love him. And like, let me tell you, I've been so black-pilled with politics. I'm so over everything and everyone. You know, I still support Trump, of course. However, is it like the administration of my dreams with massive changes? No, not whatsoever. This is honestly the first time in years and years and years and years that I've actually felt hopeful about somebody running for office. Do we think, I mean, I know there's an obvious answer, but do we think there is any chance in hell that he could win?
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know, because I think a lot of people, they vote almost on like muscle memory, right? Like, you can be sitting there and you're really fed up and you see that everything is destroyed, but you're like, but I'm a Democrat. I vote Democrat. I vote like.
But there's no R or D in this race. That's why I think that is the single biggest gift. That is the single biggest favor that he could have ever received.
I also have to question on would they even allow him to win? And because we have to have that question nowadays, right? Like, I don't know.
Well, and they both just said they are perfectly fine with illegals voting. Yep. And what the fuck is that bullshit? Oh, just because you're not a citizen doesn't mean you're illegal. Shut the fuck up. If you're not a citizen, you shouldn't be voting.
Like, if we were gonna, I mean, put that veneer over any other country, and these same people who are saying like, oh, just because you're not a citizen doesn't mean you shouldn't vote, would find it ridiculous. Like, if you asked any of these people, like, hey, if you just went to, you know, I don't know, pick one of their favorite, like, third world countries, right? And it's like, oh, do you think you should be able to, you know, vote in Somali elections or whatever? They'd be like, no, they would be scandalized by it. But it's okay here. Yep. And the reason it's okay here is because we are a successful country and the immigrants are coming from places that are basically hellscapes. Therefore, we are obligated to be their welfare office and to be their sort of grievance center, their concierge. We are the we're just the sacrifice. It's like, well, you guys have it so good. These people have it so bad. Therefore, you are obligated to let them vote, let them take over. Like, how can you possibly see this poor, oppressed, meek, humble brown person as a threat to the big United States? That's the manipulation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because all of that is pure fantasy. So, but that's the thing. It's a complete emotional manipulation that is just designed to get you to surrender your civilization, our national sovereignty out of inappropriate guilt. You know?
Oh, also, can I just say, Sage nailed it. Can I just say, I'm going to toot my own horn for a second. I feel like I discovered a superstar here because she's amazing. And like everyone wants her to make a channel. And she just won't.
No, I love being a sidekick. Like I absolutely just love I'm not a solo act. I need someone.
You're amazing. I visited Tokyo last year. Imagine if there was an election at that time and some random Australian came in to vote that just happened to be in their country at that time. It makes zero sense. It's fucking crazy. See, everybody loves Sage.
Oh God, guys, I need to make me cry. Seriously.
No, you're amazing. We've done some streams where we're just fucking bitching for hours. I love it.
It's so good. Oh, it's so cathartic. It's so lovely. I adore you so much.
Thanks for staying up, Mikey. This is like a Yankees fan staying up late to watch an extra inning game against the Angels. Hell yeah. Sports talk goes way the fuck over my head, but
if anyone has noticed me like side-eyeing, it's because I have the Red Sox right over here to my right.
Oh yeah, messages. You know what's funny? The only I never watched The Hills, but back in the day, they filmed Legally Blonde the musical for MTV. And I was in the audience, and the six from The Hills were sitting right in front of me. So that's the most fun.
Okay, so did you ever watch this? Now I'm going into theater territory, but did you ever watch I think it was on MTV, where they did the Legally Blonde like reality?
The Search for Elle Woods. Yes! Oh my god, yeah.
Did you watch that? And then they had one also when they were doing another revival of Grease. They had it for that too.
I saw that on Broadway, and the actor from it is a they them now. And Laura Osnes, she was amazing. She came from that, and she was canceled from Broadway. And this was like
canceled so hard. I know.
She was a huge Broadway star.
Yep.
And so she didn't want to take the vaccine, and now she is like blacklisted from Broadway. And she was amazing. She was in like every big Broadway show that was coming out.
I know. And she was, because I remember watching that, and I was just inherently skeptical of like this reality search, right? Like for Broadway. I'm like, this just feels like, Top Model, but like for Broadway, and this is all going to be stupid. And I know, me too. But Laura, like, she was legit so good.
Yeah.
So what they did to her, they did her so wrong.
Is the new audience gay enough for this? Sorry, we'll shut up. Was Spencer on Laguna Beach? I don't know. I never watched that either. Somebody needs to fill us in on the Hills lore.
Is Laguna Beach a spin-off of the Hills?
Yeah. And okay, he was apparently on Laguna Beach also.
Okay.
I only watched the OC.
I didn't watch the OC either.
It was so good. It was so good. I'm so proud of him though. Like, he crushed it. And yet, like I said, I've never watched these shows, so I had no history or fandom or anything with him before this.
No,
but
me neither.
He's amazing. Oh, I am super excited though to watch the governor debate. So chat, if anybody knows what the hell is up with the governor debate, let us know, because I am 100% out of the loop. I only know crazy ass Katie Porter. I don't even know who else is running.
I think we need to learn. We should try to learn about. They said there were 7 of them. We need to learn about the candidates.
Okay, yeah, let's learn about the candidates. And by the way, we didn't get many. We only got 1 hit on the bingo card for that, so we can reuse the bingo card. I feel like it'll still. I mean, not some of them. I could change it around. Not Karen Basura or Super Meth. We got Super Meth.
Yeah, we got to tweak
We got
it.
Super Meth.
You know what?
I think I've dated that guy. I think I've dated Super Meth.
I think some of the ones we came up with for bingo might actually be more relevant for the governor because it's going to be more statewide. I think that's maybe where Trump would get brought up and things like that.
Okay, Ashley. Trump endorsed Hilton. Bianco is a sheriff, gets flack for kneeling for BLM. So is Bianco the Republican? I saw a clip of maybe it was Bianco. I guess it was. There was a debate and they asked him, did you say this about the other guy? Something like that. And I had to find the clip. You have to see this. He was like, no, I would never say that. I would never say such a thing. How could you make that up? Well, I did. I maybe said something like that. I probably didn't use those words, but I basically said that. Okay, yeah, I said it. That's literally his answer that he gave. Like it was a 3-arc journey.
Can we talk about also like what a feminine response that like it's just all their tactics are so just the malignant feminine.
Also, we have a special guest here. Everybody say hello to Sammy 3P. Woo!
Hello.
Hello, Sammy.
What a doozy that was. That was quite the debate.
The debate.
Oh, Democrats are all the same. Communists really don't do well when they go off script, and Spencer is the man. He was getting he was so charismatic during that debate. Even Bass was looking at him a couple times, just like grinning at him. Where it was kind of like that tight ass, like the audacity on this motherfucker. But like it was still charming, and I don't think he got too. I was worried that he was gonna come across like too pompous or abrasive in a room with 2 female debaters, and despite like that one guy who just gave him that one topic on a silver platter where it was like, they stole a bunch of copper off the bridge, there's a graffiti tower, I'd be like, I have nothing to say, you said it all for me.
But other than that, everything's great.
Yeah, no, I think they're gonna sympathize with him because he lost his home. And I like you said, the R&D have nothing to do with these debates. So if anybody has a shot who's not a Democrat right now, it's him.
You know what's interesting too? Do we think that in elections the most charismatic person always wins? Because now that I'm thinking about it, Mamdani, most charismatic, Bill Clinton, W. Bush, Obama by a mile, Trump by a mile.
I mean, that goes all the way back to Nixon Kennedy debate. So one of the reasons that Kennedy won was he was much better looking, but Nixon was like sick that day. It was one of the first televised debates, and Nixon's they chalked up one of the reasons that he lost is television was still in black and white, and his suit was too close to the background, so it looked like he just blended in with the background. And
Nixon would sweat like a pig.
Yeah, that's where that came from. He was actually sick during that debate, so he was sweating even more than he was usually sweating. So yeah, he came across as a clammy boy.
Yeah, I think it goes a long way, the charisma factor, right? Just that it factor, because it's essentially, like it or not, it's a form of showbiz, right? It's an arm of performance.
It's a popularity contest. Never forget that it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
That's why, when they're on, when they're running, they're out in the streets and holding hands with people and kissing babies. It was like, they don't want to do that shit. That's just part of the game.
Yeah. And, oh wait, sorry. I was catching up on chat. Yeah, all they have now is get Trump. Sammy, are you at all familiar with the governor race in LA or in California? Because we're not.
Very little. Nothing.
Ashley said Bianco stood against COVID shit, so that's impactful. What I was gonna say also, whenever it comes to Republicans running in blue states, I mean, we get stuck with like some creature from the fucking Black Lagoon. I mean, where they find these people in New York. And don't get me wrong, I've always liked Curtis Lewa. He's eccentric, whatever. They didn't even hold a primary in New York. The Republican Party in New York is so fucking useless. They didn't even hold a primary. And that's probably why Spencer Pratt is succeeding, because he's doing it himself. It's not the fucking Republican Party involved. They suck. They are useless. So this is really the first time, and as long as I can remember, that there's somebody with any charisma running as a non-Democrat in a blue state. Maddie, thank you so much, my love. You're the best, Maddie. He was so charming in the way he got those two ladies having a cat fight between themselves. You could tell they hate each other. Yes, you can. This is the political mess I live for. Oh, I love it. My only disappointment is I just wish he got more time. But he made his turn count.
In as much as the mods sucked, they did a better job than in previous history. Now,
really? You think?
It's always going to be stacked when like Trump is running, where he can't even get a word out. But I mean, he took a couple pot shots and they warned him, but they just I want to say it was one-sided, but like it was always going to be one-sided. But at least they were cutting off other candidates. There's nothing more annoying is when they silence the Republican candidate and they just let the Democrat just read off the teleprompter.
Yeah, I just thought these people were incompetent. That fucking drag queen, I hate her.
Now, is it going to be the same people for is it that same crew for the moderators?
It must be, because she said we'll see you in an hour.
Oh,
you know what though? Can I just say that one Latinx moderator?
You were all about it.
Yeah, the one speaking sign language. I don't know if it was sign language or he's
Dagos do it too. It's especially like Homelanders. It's like when English isn't your first language, it's like you emphasize every syllable, and like they
I feel you. I'm Italian. I feel you.
And the Jews, we talk with our hands all the time.
So we got it. Yeah.
Okay, Steve is a Fox TV personality. Chad is a sheriff. Hey, Drew. Yeah, he was. By the way, sorry, delayed reaction. Sammy, tell people who you are.
I'm a Detroit-based musician, but I'm also on the interwebs, and I talk about comics, movies, politics, and every Friday I have a show where I watch dumbasses get arrested, and people seem to like that. So.
I want to come on that. I am obsessed with body cam videos.
Oh, dude, you'll be perfect. It'll be fantastic.
Oh my God, Mikey, you would have loved last Thursday, Josh Disaffected, his Thursday night live stream. We did nothing but cop cam videos, and oh my God, like it was so delicious. I mean, we were just peeing our pants. It was incredible. It was this perfect blend of like entertainment and madness, and it was so satisfying.
It is the greatest. It's the greatest self-own in like leftist history, because it was like they spent years painting cops as the bad guys, and it was like, no, turns out you're the fucking animals. Okay, it was like most of these cops have like Buddhist level patience.
I know.
It's so true.
Watching these body cam videos, I'm like, God, if anything, we need more police brutality. I can never be as patient.
Bring back the nightclubs where they can just like hit you on the side of the head, because like some of these people, I don't think you're gonna do any more damage that's already been done.
And so many of them, like these, whether they're going after some cluster B woman, and actually all the ones we watched, it was all women. it's all women, and they are the super aggressive ones. And they're usually abusing the police, whether it's emotional abuse by just screaming bloody murder. Like, all of this shit is tactic, right? They're not hurt. I feel like in a lot of cases, they're living out a sexual fantasy, quite honestly. Like, this is sexual to them. No, I'm dead serious.
No, I think you're right, dude.
They're going through the whole hysteria. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. I can't breathe. I can't. They are turned on. Their panties are soaked. I am telling you. Okay.
It's so funny too, because it's all, especially some of these, you know, a lot of them are like women who have never just heard the phrase "no."
Exactly.
But as soon as they get near the car, that's when they fucking lose it, and that's when they start. Oh, just let me smoke a cigarette. Roll the window down. Can we move my cuffs to the front? They need to grab some other form of control because they realize that you know. As much as you know, people can be down with equality, like when it comes to the physical differences of men and women, women only get the power that men bestow on them. Okay, because like at the end of the day, we can just pick you up and shove you in the back of a car, and there's nothing you can. And when
you do that to me.
You know, if we get a couple super chats in here, taking Mike to the movies.
Ah, God, I love you guys. We love you. I'm so happy to see so many new friends here. It's not often we receive visitors here. Oh my God, though, that was so good. I just want more Spencer Pratt. I just want more Spencer. He was so good.
Killed it. It was so good.
So good.
It's amazing how brilliant he was with having so little to work with in terms of like the amount of time they let him speak, right? And yet there was not a wasted word. There was not a wasted facial expression. Everything was so high value. It was so well done. Like the women, they were rambling and chattering and catfighting, and he just came in like a man and he killed it, and it was so glorious.
Oh, and let's not forget, and you guys talked about it earlier, the best 100%. Nope. Everybody else, well, it kind of depends. It was like, no, this is the biggest, easiest no on the thing. If you're not a citizen, you do not get the right to vote. If you would like the right to vote, should go to the proper channels and become a citizen. That's one. It's really kind of cool. Living in the greatest country of all time is there's a bunch of privileges that U.S. citizens have that other people around the world don't have. So when you come here from your shithole country, we don't just hand it to you. You need to go through the proper channels, learn the Pledge of Allegiance, learn all that stuff. Take the test, learn how to read English. So when you get behind the wheel of a big wig truck, you don't like crash it and kill 9 people. We're asking for the bare minimum. Just, you know, it's really not hard.
Burundi, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys are the greatest. We're gonna have to. I can't believe we're gonna have to watch Katie Porter.
So is that one also just an hour? Is it the same?
I hope so. I hope so. That one I wanted to be 3 hours. This one I want to be 3 minutes.
I know.
Another good thing about Spencer that I noticed, he didn't let the moderators, because they do this to Republican candidates all the time, paint him into a corner where he would set the record straight immediately. He's like, well, I don't know where you heard that from. I didn't say that. This is what I said. And then he moved on and said what he wanted to say. A lot of these guys, when they'll kind of give you like these dog whistles that you might be an ist or a phobic. And, you know, he was just like, no, that I didn't say that. And then he talked about what he needed to talk about. All these other guys, they'll sit around and then they'll talk about why they're not whatever they were being accused of. And it looks worse. It's like the Streisand effect.
Yes. I really liked the fact also that he didn't, even despite how incompetent and biased the moderators were, he didn't complain about it, because I feel like Republicans do that all the time and it just doesn't come off well, even though it's true. Like it felt like he just rose above everything.
Well, it was so good too. And I think that, you know, probably one of the greatest things that I think Trump has really done is given men, and specifically male politicians, permission to once again act like men. Common sense, hardcore, no bullshit, hard boundaries men, right? We haven't had that. Like, Trump brought that back. That went away. We have been consumed with the era of the feminine, right? And applying to men as well. Like, they act like little bitches. That is definitely true on the left, right? They all use feminine tactics. They all do.
Well, no, and it's true on the right too, because you have to tiptoe around the left. You know,
Right.
like it's affected everybody, and all these major cities are the first ones to
Yep.
see this. Or was like, it's absolutely, the homeless problem in LA has gotten to a point where it's insane. Like it's irrational. And what, you're gonna hurt these guys' feelings? And like
exactly
you said,
what it is.
they don't care. They care about super meth and fentanyl. They don't give a shit where they're sleeping. But you know what? It's a lot easier to beg for drug money on the sidewalk than it is in some back alley where they were kind of out of the public eye. It makes sense.
So, by the way, this bitch, Katie Porter, I mean, she has got Joan Crawford vibes. The most important thing you need to know about Katie Porter, she threw hot mashed potatoes on her ex-husband's head.
Okay.
Let me pull up. I found a video. Ramiro said show her moments. I think this video is probably like from a fan of hers. So I don't know if it's actually going to show her.
So it's going to
bitchy
be
moments, but we'll
horrifying.
see. Let me see.
It's one of those things. I've seen what makes you cheer.
Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
Another
She
problem.
does have a
and the
no
state
wire
that lose-
hangers vibe.
Get out of my fucking shot.
It's not that, it's electric.
Christina, bring me the axe.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm going to start again with electric vehicles saving us money.
I hope she wins. I will openly campaign for Katie Porter in California. I will donate to her campaign.
Yeah, this is
I will
from
knock
some
on doors.
Liberal bitch.
Yeah,
I
you
just
know,
love that
you know
post.
why? You know why he'll do that, by the way? Because that is the type of male that wants to be peed on.
Yeah.
God, I love you, Sage. I love you.
She nailed it.
She knows everything. She knows everything. Oh my god. Oh, yep. She's okay with transit kids. She looks like an evil teacher. She's on Ozempic. She's totally on Ozempic. She looks like people on Ozempic. It's like, it looks like, I don't know, a sack of potatoes with 2 potatoes in it floating around. It's like, it looks like they got deflated.
It
Like
looks
a
like they're
deflated
being
balloon.
devoured from the inside out. Like,
Yeah.
they start to just decay. They start to rot, and it does something to them mentally. It ruins their physicality. They're getting thinner, but they are getting so grotesque looking.
One sec, by the way. Talk amongst yourselves. I gotta pee.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're right, Sage. It does kind of look like in a sci-fi film where like an alien just kind of like sucks out their insides and they're just kind of like this.
Yeah, like they start to get this weird, like, hollowed look.
Yeah, they look gaunt.
Yes, that's the word. They're not, I mean, yeah, they're thin, but it's not, it's hollow. It's like devoured. It's just, it looks so, they just look ravaged.
Well, you can tell like there's people who like genuinely like use it for weight loss and like have gone
Those are
through
who I'm
like,
talking about.
yeah, I'm saying there's the people you can tell who just take it and eat less, and it was like, cool, you're chemically starving yourself. So like you might be eating less, but like you haven't changed your lifestyle to earn that weight loss. So like you're still not living a healthy lifestyle, and it shows. So it was like, oh, like you might run into someone that that who's been on it, but not like no, but it was like, oh, you're either on Ozempic or like you're coming across like some hard times. Like, you've been panhandling?
No, it's so true. It gives this look of like homeless outside the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. What is it? You got some money to help an old Ulster boy father? And you're like, oh my God.
we're talking about the Ozempic aesthetic.
Yeah, it was like you haven't earned the lifestyle, right? Like you haven't earned the weight loss, so you're just really chemically starving yourself. So like you end up just looking gaunt and creepy. Where it's like, you know what it is? It's like in the middle of a horror movie where one of like the group has become a vampire, and you're trying to figure out like who it is, and they're like, oh, it's Katie Porter. By the way, she should also play Umbridge in the new Harry Potter series. I feel like she'd be a perfect fit.
Should we make chat? Whoever's most familiar with the governor election, let us know what should be on the bingo card. Let me pull up. We'll make a new one. We got 10 minutes until it starts.
Yeah. Oh, also, let me look
Yeah,
up.
Are there diverse people running, or so is racism still applicable?
Racism
It's
is
always
gonna be.
Sure, what am I saying? What am I
Yeah.
saying?
Colonialism probably will be stolen land or whatever.
I still think you got to keep the Jews on there.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Gaza for sure.
Always. They were protesting Byron Donalds here today, and the first thing on all their flyers, Israel. I'm
Yeah,
like, what the fuck does running the state of Florida have to do with Israel?
I don't know.
It's so funny too, because these Hamasos call everyone else Israel first. They're Israel first. Israel is the first thing they think about in the morning. Like, I don't care that much. Like, let's talk about here.
Yeah, that's I've been working on my Tucker Carlson impression, and I want to get like a bow tie that spins. And it was like, I understand that you're hungry, but how do we make this about Israel? And then like my bow tie spins.
Oh, yes, Callie, that's a good one.
I'm
speaking.
Oh, for sure.
That's a big one. Trans, of course.
Yeah, wait, how many women are in this? Do we know what the breakdown?
Is it just the one? Okay, wait, I'm gonna look up candidates.
I'm looking at wait, this can't be true. The gubernatorial race is a crowded contest with 61 candidates on the ballot. The event, okay, the incumbent Gavin Newsom. Yeah, I'm looking up too.
Let's see. Oh, are they all white? Oh no, we have a diverse person. A POC, a POC.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's gonna be all about I will fight Trump every step of the way.
Uh-huh.
And resisting
Who's
ICE still has to be on there.
Oh, yes.
I love when like Newsom talks. I'm just like, dude, your state was flooding and on fire at the same time.
I'm seeing what we had from the other one.
Why is it so difficult? Oh, it's because I'm using.
There's another Barack Obama. You mean to tell me there is a second person in politics called Barack Obama? What? Oof, Eric Swalwell. I forgot about him. Jesus.
Oh, dude, he's gonna get torn to pieces.
Wait, there's no way that he's in the debate, though, right?
No,
I dropped out.
Okay, good. Oh no,
That was
actually
such
not
a
good. That would have
coordinated
been
hit, by the way.
It was, but God, that would have been glorious to watch on television because he was such a pompous prick.
Ironside. Just getting back. I see you've added gay representation to the stream. What up, Sammy?
Hey, buddy.
We love Sammy and Iron and Selena. I think get Selena on here soon. Okay, what else, fam, should be on?
Okay, wait. Racism, white supremacy, Israel genocide, Trump bad. I'm speaking. Trans, LGBT, ICE, undocumented.
Mashed potatoes.
Oh, threat to democracy. is always.
Our democracy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think fascism.
Oh, that's great. That's a good one.
Oh, I think climate.
Yeah, for California, sure.
Yeah.
What? I'm trying to think specifically California.
You know what's amazing, by the way, just to go back to what I was saying before about how the Republican Party is so fucking useless in places like New York or California. The interesting, so when Mamdani was, what was he before he was mayor? Assemblyman. I lived in that district. Yeah. When he ran in 2020, I have a picture of the ballot when I went to vote. He ran unopposed. That's how fucking useless the Republicans are.
Yep.
God, I always say the slogan of the Republican Party should be Republicans, the second worst party.
Yeah.
They're just
they're like battered housewives in these big cities, though. Like they'll just kind of like, they'll be like, well, you're a fascist, and they're kind of like, I know.
Yeah, it's I always say it's like Democrats are like the father that molests his daughter. Republicans are the mother who turns a blind eye to it.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
True. So true.
Not to get dark or anything.
No.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to put a little bit of a face on, like they got their mask up. What else? See, I don't know anything about these candidates, so
no.
Let me go back to who they are.
Do we have anything? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I see that we do. What? It's a big issue.
Oh wait, here's a little thing that's show. Tom Steyer is running.
Tom Steyer still alive?
Remember, he was trying to be president.
Yeah.
In 2020, was it?
Yeah, he was the one who started Starbucks, right? Is that who I'm thinking of?
No, he's some sort of billionaire from what? I don't know. Okay, let's see. We got 2 Republicans and all Democrats.
Oh God, is it only Katie that's one woman, and she's gonna be enough? I mean,
she's a lot of woman. She is a lot of woman.
Oh, then she's definitely going to be playing the lady card.
Oh, then you have to add misogyny. You got to add misogyny and feminism.
Wait, what'd you say?
You got to add misogyny. And
absolutely.
Oh yeah, we got that. Oh wait, oh my God, we don't have that. What am I saying? Yeah, you know she's gonna do the I'm speaking.
I do like the Republican with the porn stash. His name is Chad.
See, all I've seen of him was that embarrassing answer of I didn't say that. Okay, I said it.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking
about.
That's what I'm talking about. They flounder on that shit, though. That's why he did so good in the last debate, where he's like, "No, I didn't say that," and then he just moved right on to his, you don't.
Ramiro has a crush.
White? Are they seriously all white?
Who? Maybe except the guy looks a little khaki colored.
Yeah.
Spence. Oh my God! I just wish we could watch. I just wish we could watch Spencer for another hour. Just leave him on the stage alone.
Yeah, I would love if all of a sudden like pyrotechnics came out and like a podium just rose out of the stage.
Give him the Erica Kirk treatment.
Oh, you didn't know?
Send
for governor debating tonight include.
I doubt it. I mean, he's probably got better things to do. I was thinking of messaging him, like, shoot my shot, see if he'd come on at some point. Although he probably heard it. Like, what does he need to be seen with a degenerate like me?
No, why would he not? It would be great.
Let's see, who are these people? Okay, Xavier Becerra, Chad Bianco, Steve Hilton. Yeah, I think it was Ashley. It said Steve Hilton is a Fox host or something. Then Matt, Katie Porter, Tom Steyer. Oh, Antonio Villaraigosa.
Okay,
2 Republicans and 5.
The 2 guys on the end are your representation.
They made them sit at the back of the bus on each side.
Democrats.
Oh, so there's only two Republicans?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
God.
interesting though that they put them all together and
I know.
It's so weird when you think, like a while ago.
Let me tell you something. I would move to California just to vote for him, and then I'll move right back because California is a dump. I would move to LA, say, and hey, they want non-citizens to vote. So let me vote. Let us all vote. Yeah. If non-citizens can vote, why can't we all just go vote?
Yeah, why can't out-of-towners?
Yeah. Matt is the
rules.
mayor of San Jose, which is probably a dump. Basura is the elite oligarchy. See, I don't know. This is why, y'all, I am the worst YouTuber ever. I do not know who any of these people are. Okay. Xavier Becerra. Oh, also, debate is started. Let's get to it. So this, Callie, this works the same as the mayor race, that it's a top two, and then if no one gets 50%, it goes to a runoff. Oh my God. What's this? The trans choir?
Oh no.
Mod on.
California, the world's fourth
I wanted
largest
to know what they were
economy,
singing.
an innovation juggernaut, and home to the world's newest frontier, artificial intelligence. And yet, it's one of the...
Let me just say, I hate the word yikes. However, how did I get here? So much hate for California. No, I don't think so. I mean, from us, maybe. But I think what the key is, a lot of our friends in chat live there or have lived there. I'm from New York City. So I think it's not at all hate for California. It is hate for what's happened to California.
Yeah,
California
no one's
is a
hating California.
beautiful place.
Sure.
New York City was my home, was the greatest place on planet Earth, and it has been destroyed. So the hatred that you are sensing is for what's being done to these places, which is why we need to get these communist scumbags out of office.
Yeah, they're lamenting what's been done to these once glorious cities, not the cities themselves.
Yeah, it deserves better.
I was doing an event in San Francisco a couple of years ago, and it was like, holy shit, it could be, if you take the circumstances out, it's such a beautiful place, and it's been turned into a dump. I know, Ramiro, that never happens. Callie says, I'm native Californian, grew up pre-Silicon Valley when it was so nice and the fruit was so juicy. That's what they say about me.
You're still juicy.
Oh, we got our drag queen back.
Yeah, Kim Jenner's back.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams. We're broadcasting live across the state. The top candidates for governor of California have one last televised debate to make their pitch to voters before the primary in June. Tonight, NBC4 and Telemundo 52, in partnership with LMU, are bringing you the final statewide debate to California governor, or voters, actually.
Shout out
joined by my
to all our
colleagues, Conan Nolan from NBC4, our chief political reporter, and Telemundo 52 news anchor, Enrique Chiabra.
Buenas noches a todos. In the next hour, we'll be asking the leading candidates questions that are going to showcase their differences. We're broadcasting and streaming in both English y también en español.
We're less than a month away from the election. The ballots are in the mail. They're actually already have arrived. The top two finishers face off in the November general election, regardless of party. These are the highest polling candidates. One of them is
this man looks like he's like, I don't care. I'll be dead
tonight is really to explore the positions of all the candidates you see here. Our questions will focus on the job and the responsibility of the governor.
By the way,
the
thank you
candidates
guys
will have
all
60
so much for
seconds to
being here.
respond to
I'm having
questions,
the best time.
30 seconds for rebuttals. Again, that is at
Why
the
are we
discretion
even
of the
doing
moderator.
this? These
here.
rules
30
are
seconds for follow-ups. For our live audience,
Why do you
please
say the
hold
rules
your
and then you don't
applause.
follow them?
Number one goes to you, Cody.
That's right, Colleen. In deference to you, one
Callie, I
note
will
here.
fight
You
for
had a
him.
bit of a food fight last night on another debate. We'd prefer that not happen here. Please don't interrupt.
Get a mashed potatoes comment.
Okay, wait, hold on. Why is Katie Porter also wearing pink and the other two bitches were in
Department
pink?
of Finance last week said yes,
memo
more
went
people are
out?
leaving the state than are arriving.
Why are they all
We know that.
Yeah,
Employers, unless you're an AI company in San Francisco, are having a hard time finding people to take jobs in this state because they can't afford to live here. Everybody has said we need more housing. We need to build more housing, but I'd like some specifics. Mr. Hilton,
You're right. It is their Umbridge cosplay.
In our
I called
conversation, you said we need
I
more
think it's
subdivisions.
some like female
and
thing
to link them
from
by
women
freeways. Do I have that right?
empowerment. That's what I was thinking.
The
actually.
California
Is it some
dream
code pink shit?
was built on that
Oh,
idea
it
of
might be
owning
code
your
pink.
own home. And right now we have the highest housing costs in the country and the lowest home ownership. Young people saying
That
to me
Robin
all the
Leach?
time, I can't imagine making my life in California because I'll never be able to own my own home. We've got to change
I
direction
don't
on
know
housing.
why.
Yes,
do we
we've
have
got
a
to
British
simplify the
guy?
regulations that make it
Yeah,
so
we
expensive,
know,
conquered
dude.
your
2 or
ass.
3 times more expensive
We
to build
saw what
housing
happened
compared to
to
other
your
states.
country. No
Yes, we
thanks.
have to stop the hidden taxes on house building. But the big change we need to make, which the Democrats on this stage aren't prepared to make, is to end this ideology which says the only acceptable form of housing is to shove apartment buildings into suburban neighborhoods. We've stopped building the kind of starter homes and single family homes we used to build so well in
Oh,
California
this guy is
that
Trump's
made the
endorsement?
California dream a reality. And that is what I will get back to as governor, to restore that California
Who
dream
is he?
of home ownership.
Thank you, Mr. Steyer.
Okay.
Trump endorsed a
The
Democrat, or
biggest
is he
problem
one
in
of the
California is
Republicans?
No,
Californians can't
he's
afford to live here
Republican.
anymore. And the number one part of that
I don't know. I
is
know.
housing.
I know some
guy.
based
And in order to
Australians.
solve our housing problems,
I
there
love
are
my
a bunch of
Australian
things we have to do.
Maddie.
So we have to shorten permitting times and make them less expensive. For sure, everyone on this stage will say that. I believe in zoning densely near public
I can't stand
transportation.
this
He looks
guy.
like the
And I
dude from
believe
Law
that
and
the way to
Order.
drive down costs per square foot by at least a third is by
You better be going
constructing
somewhere with
off-site
this,
and
McCoy.
then putting together
Okay, the British
on-site.
guy's Hilton.
But there's some other things I'll do that no one else
Oh.
on this stage will say. I'm going to close a corporate real estate tax loophole for $22 billion a year that's going to go to the cities and counties. And that's going to make them willing to permit housing and to make it happen. They're standing in the way.
This
because
guy
housing
looks
is
like
an unfunded
a dominatrix
liability for them. I'm going to
up in
fund
the
it.
next
And
room.
lastly,
No, he looks
our
like
community
McCoy
bank,
from Law and
nonprofit
Order.
community bank has financed 17,000 low-housing units. The state of California needs to use finance.
Thank you, Mr. Steyer.
Finance low-income units and also
Thank
for
you.
down payment assistance.
Also, this guy is a
Sheriff Malcolm?
billionaire, but they claim to hate billionaires.
Yes, we certainly can't afford to live here anymore. And it's exactly solutions like that are exactly why you can't afford to live here anymore and why you will never be able to afford to live in California anymore. Unfortunately, in the position we are, I'll stick up for Steve unless you elect Steve or I, because the policies that the rest of the people on this stage are proposing to all of you is just a repeat of all of the problems that got us here in the first place. You can't afford a home in California because the builders cannot afford to build homes because of the excessive regulations in California. With me as your governor, we will become,
because of the
for the first
mustache,
time in many decades, a building empire in our country.
Yeah,
We will build
leather
more homes
daddy,
than we have
some
ever built before
handlebars.
because we will allow builders to build them. We will
Also,
remove the
he needs to stop
restrictions and the
stammering.
regulations that prevent it right now. And those restrictions come from CEQA. They come from the Coastal Commission. They also even from on the outside in
You're
CARB.
losing time,
But
Brood.
regulations are the key to afford
Thank you,
housing in
Sheriff.
California.
Secretary Becerra, when we had an interview, you said that
Basura.
housing should be based on how many people we want to live in California. We have to determine what essentially our population. Do I have that right? And can you explain in your 1 minute, what did you mean by that?
Sure, Conan. We have to make sure we understand how many homes we need. And you can't understand how many homes you need unless you know how many people are coming to California. I remember when my parents told me the story when they got here, they had $12 in their pocket, yet they got to live that California dream. They purchased a home. They were able to give my three sisters and I far more than they ever had. And that's what we have to get back to, is giving every family that opportunity. I will make sure that down payment assistance programs are expanded under my watch, because today, California families are essentially buying a house. They're just buying it for the landlord, because in their rental payments, they're essentially paying the mortgage. How about we do this? How about we help you get that last cog in the process of buying a house, the down payment? Then when you pay a monthly payment, it's not for rent, it's to own the home. How about we make sure Wall Street isn't the person you're bidding against when you're trying to buy that house? That is unfair when Wall Street can outbid you. Third, how about we streamline regs, make CEQA work, because CEQA was meant to help protect communities, not to stop housing.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Congresswoman
That was
Porter.
pretty good and concise, but
Housing
he
is
doesn't mean a
personal
word of
to
it.
me. It's personal to me because I've spent a large part
personal
of
to
my
everyone, you
career
dumb fuck.
working on helping families who couldn't afford housing, who were the victims of predatory lenders or were facing eviction. It's also personal to me because I'm raising 3 teenagers here, one of whom I think there's a pretty good chance he's going to wind up living on my couch if we don't figure out how to build more affordable housing. It's not enough to just
But yeah, I
build
was gonna say, how
housing for
many of them
those
are
who are
trans?
here.
That's the real
We
question.
have to build enough housing for
Potato
California
lady.
to grow our economy. And it's not enough to just build more. We have to
her
build it
voice is
less
hoarse from
expensively
screaming
than we
at
are
people.
now. Building faster is building
No
cheaper. If
wire
we build
hangers.
faster, we can take 10 or 20% off the
Go to
cost
your
of
closet and
rent
pray.
and mortgages. That is a lot of
clean
money
the
back in the
bathroom
pockets
floor
of
today?
California. We also need to innovate into construction technique, architectural design, manufacturing, and housing finance. When I'm governor, Californians will have a 5% down payment on their houses, not 20.
Thank you. Mr. Mahan, in answering this as a
can make a
mayor,
5%
should the
down
state
payment.
get involved in zoning?
depends.
It's normally a
It depends.
local municipality that decides what housing is built.
Well, thanks, Conan. If cities
Ew.
don't do their job, the state absolutely has to intervene and hold
He's
them
so not cute.
accountable. I'm running for governor to deliver the kinds of results I've delivered as mayor of our 3rd largest city.
These
When we
are the
weren't building
weakest
housing, we cut
looking
permitting
men
times, cut red
I've
tape,
ever seen. Like,
reduced
there's
one-time fees, and
nothing
got thousands of homes under construction. We
And
built
then you have
interim housing, we moved
stabilizing
thousands of people
or
indoors. We've expanded backyard
reassuring
cottages
about the
for
physique of any of these
grandparents and kids
people.
coming back
Then
from
you got
college. We've
Spencer,
actually gotten housing
like,
built. The entire state of California
Exactly.
needs those kinds of results.
He rides his bike to
today
work,
to
you
create
can
upward
tell.
mobility
Exactly.
for our
Yes,
kids
that's
and
what
our
I'm
grandkids.
saying.
Well, we're on the topic of leadership,
Drew,
though. I want
thank
to
you
be
so
really
much,
clear.
dude.
We do
I
not
will
need
have
the
order.
leadership that MAGA candidates on this stage are offering.
Also,
MAGA.
that's not his real
We
voice.
don't need the leadership of a billionaire who's
This
now
guy
against
changed his
everything he
voice
made
in
his money
college,
in,
you can
or
tell.
a career politician who has failed again and again to deliver results.
He's trying to remember his lines.
Right.
Hilarious.
Mayor Villaraigosa.
Woo.
You know, my mother struggled to make ends
Where
meet, a
come-
single mom.
find
So
us
for
the
most
island.
of my life, we rented. I bought a home at
He looks like
25
fucking
years old.
Frankie
Young
Valley.
families can't
He-
do that
I was
right
gonna
now.
say he looks like
The
Ricardo
average
Montalban.
down payment is $140,000. So the first thing we need to do is support down payment
Yep,
assistance.
we got MAGA on the card.
There's an
Go on.
initiative on the ballot, no cost to the taxpayers, that will build 150,000 homes and provide that kind of first-time
How do you build without it being
assistance.
cost to the taxpayer?
Secondly,
How?
streamline permitting. But let me remind you all, those of you who live in LA, when I was mayor, we went from 20,000 units of housing downtown to 60,000. We transformed downtown, built more housing, market rate, workforce affordable,
yeah, he was the mayor
and
of
homeless
LA.
housing in 8 years. 4 years of recession, then the 12 years before that. The next governor's got to roll up their sleeves and get the job done. I will as the next governor.
Thank you.
Next question. A lot of people in the state of California think insurance is at a crisis situation. California investigation this week found State Farm mishandled and delayed claims from the wildfires. Major insurance companies have either pulled out of the state of California or they're stopped writing new policies altogether. Many people feel California's FAIR Plan is the insurer of last resort. It is expensive any way you look at it. What would you do to help homeowners, and especially those waiting to rebuild? We're still waiting a year later and haven't received a check. Be specific on this. Secretary Becerra, we're going to start with you. You have 1 minute.
All I hear is
So I have
basura.
called for a freeze of insurance rates for the very reason you pointed out. Most Californians don't understand why they are losing their insurance. My mom last year lost insurance coverage for a home she has that she had paid for over 30 years. I don't believe she ever filed a claim on that home. And all of a sudden, her insurance company just dropped her without explanation. That is not fair. There are people still in the Palisades and Altadena who haven't
my
received
money's on
payment.
mustache.
They haven't received the debt
Yeah,
timeline
yeah.
for when they're
Secretary
going to be paid.
Becerra, what specifically would
sheriff.
you do to help those folks?
And Kathleen, I was going to get to that. I'm just trying to make sure we explain the
Also,
problem
did you
because
hear
it's
the
real for
buried language?
everybody. And that's
My
why
mother
I'm
lost
calling for
a
a
home
freeze
that she
because
has,
those
implying
companies
she has multiple
ought
homes.
to tell us. We are entitled to know why they continue to raise our rates, why they get out of Dodge when the going gets tough. We have to make sure they are there when we need them. We have to make sure we go through that
Yeah,
audit.
you couldn't hurt
And I
that
will make
pussy if
sure
you
that
hit it
we
with an
get
anvil.
insurance on the rates based
is
on
all
risk
I'm hearing,
and
too,
risk
this
based
Charlie
on
Brown
mitigation
answer.
that's been done to reduce your risk.
Secretary Becerra, thank you. Ms. Porter.
Although he seems to be
We
the most
can't
level-headed
afford to
Democrat.
Freeze rates because what will happen is every insurer remaining in this state will leave. And if people cannot get insurance, they will not build more houses. They will not build green energy projects. The solution is more insurers competing for rates.
Exactly.
I'm a consumer protection advocate. I have spent my life taking on corporations with or without a whiteboard who lie, cheat, or steal. And there's a lot of evidence that that is exactly what State Farm has done here. These folks are victims and they need someone who isn't taking corporate contributions from the very insurers that they claim they will hold responsible. The solution is to bring insurers back into the market, to do the things that we've already done here in terms of allowing premiums to be written to the risk at the household level, and to address climate change risk and invest in our firefighting service.
Oh.
Mayor Mahan, you have 60 seconds.
Well, Javier, I can tell you why the insurance companies left and stopped writing policies and why your plan will only make it worse. We effectively told them they couldn't use climate data to actually model the amount of risk. We effectively told them they had to lose money by writing new policies. So the answer is bring them back, as Katie said, have them compete to bring down costs. Now, if they slow roll the payment claims that they need to pay,
we reminded
and hold
me
them
of.
accountable. But the
No,
truth
everything
is,
about him is an identity. He doesn't like I said, he feels like the guy who like changed his
and the state
backstory
and
in
the federal
college.
government have to take responsibility for reducing wildfire risk around all of our urban areas by clearing brush,
The
thinning
audacity
forests,
to
and
say that with
reducing
a
the risk
straight
of the
face.
catastrophic fires that are driving up insurance costs.
He also
it's
looks
not
like
rocket
he
science,
wants to
but
be peed
price caps will only make it worse.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah.
impossible
They
to bring
all
insurance
kind of
companies back
do
to
to some
California.
extent. I
Mayor,
mean,
thank you. Mayor Villaraigosa.
they wanted, these are men that want to
Mr.
be
Mahan,
humiliated.
and my friend to my left here are right, everybody. The reason why we got
I don't
here,
like
this is
guy.
the only state that didn't do
I don't like either
catastrophic
of them.
modeling, the only state that didn't do reinsurance, and the only state that took longer than 3 months to pass a rate hike. So the entire industry left the bigot market. So the notion that we would freeze insurance rates, the governor can't do that. Two, it's just going to make it worse. Now, let me say something about the FAIR plan, because I'm on it. The FAIR plan is not fair. If I lost my house today, the FAIR plan wouldn't compensate for me. Maybe 3 bedrooms, and that's about it. At the end of the day, we have to make the FAIR plan
Out of how many bedrooms?
something that works for more people
That's the
until
thing,
we
they
bring
do
the
this,
market back.
but
Once
they would
we
just
bring the
have
market
the
back,
exact
of
same
course we're
fucking
going to hold them
policies. It's just
accountable when they're
marketing.
not paying the insured appropriately.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. Mr. Hilton.
So just a couple of observations on what we heard in the previous
got left out in the
answers.
sun.
I love all the stories of the California dream for some of my friends and colleagues on this stage. But the California dream they're talking about happened when you had a Republican governor in California. And that's what we need to get back to restore it. Matt Mahan talked about housing. His city was just rated the least affordable for housing in the world. So what that all points to is that actually, if we want change in California on all these issues, we can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, specifically on insurance. The things we haven't heard that I would do as governor is, number one, enforce the actual regulation in the original Proposition 103 that set up our insurance commission and the regulations around it, which says that rate changes need to be approved in 60 days. Now it
Oh my
takes
God,
over a year.
enforce
That's
the
one of
law?
the reasons that they're leaving. And the other massive one, lawsuits. Lawsuits are adding sometimes up to $15,000 a year onto insurance premiums. And these Democrats won't change it because
Mr.
they
Hilton.
are funded by
Mr.
the
Hilton.
trial lawyers.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Can I respond
Steyer.
to that? So
Can I go?
look, we've
You know
had
what? I'm
Steve's
asking-
right that we've
excuse
had
me,
the least
excuse me, Mayor.
affordable.
Oh,
I'm
asking
putting
for
my
specific
Settle
comments.
down.
We'll get back to you in just a moment.
I
Mr.
will have
Steyer.
order.
So
can I respond?
I think I know as much about business as anyone on this stage, and people are right. This is a huge home insurance market, and we need to harden the homes, and we need to reduce the catastrophic risk.
I don't know how I feel about
By the way,
we
this
need to make it possible for
Tom
insurance companies
Steyer
to come here
has a
and
net worth
make
of
money.
2.4
But the truth is,
billion.
someone has to stand up
So
for
these are the people
Californians
lecturing
when people
you
are going
about all
after
the
them.
billionaires.
And someone who's been to
No, but
Altadena
you
and talked to the
they
people
don't
there
talk about
and
millionaires
see how
anymore.
they've
They talk
suffered, not
about
just financially,
billionaires.
but the
That's
stress
gonna
that it's put in their
change,
lives,
and it's
and the fact that the
intentional.
insurance companies are
He's
slow
a
rolling
billionaire.
them.
The other guy,
And the
the-
fact
2.5
that SoCal
times
Edison
over.
is slow rolling them.
The
And the
former
fact
mayor
that
was
FEMA
talking. He was like, "That
slow
wouldn't
rolling
insure
them.
my house.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
3 of the
absolutely
bedrooms."
believe we
It's
should
like,
have
how
an
many more
insurance
bedrooms you
marketing
got in
as
that house,
governor,
bro?
I'll make sure we
Exactly.
reduce catastrophic risk. But as governor, I'm going to stand up for the people of California when corporations are taking advantage of them. And we are seeing that right now in Altadena and Pacific Palisades. And it's the governor's job to stand up and fight and make sure
I'm
those
on the
people
fence on
pay
the.
the
I
claims,
don't like
pay the
flat
FEMA,
tie. It's
and pay the
distracting.
cost
Thank
of
you,
having
Mr.
caused the
Steyer.
fire in the first
Thank you.
place.
I don't like it. I don't like
Sheriff
any.
Bill.
I
Or
don't
at least
like
with
Yeah,
a
thank you.
bruised
So
suit. It's
the
weird.
difference between me and everyone else, after I'm your governor, is I'm not going to lie to you about what's causing this problem in the first place. And I have some very dire news for all of you. The insurance companies are not going to come back if another
Wait,
Democrat is
he a
elected,
Democrat
especially
or
the ones that are on this
Republican?
stage.
Republican.
Because the reasons why they
Even the
left
Brit.
is because of failed Democrat policies that forced them to leave. A
Which just-
government cannot force a business to go into bankruptcy. And the insurance companies repeatedly told our legislature and our governor that our environmental policies that prevent our fire department from creating defensible space around our homes and our properties was going to lead to multiple cities being destroyed. And unfortunately, we saw it in the Palisades. And unfortunately for the Palisades victims, the insurance companies, our governor called their bluff and they left the state, leaving all of them, most
By the
of
way,
them,
breaking
without
news,
insurance.
Karen
We
Basura
absolutely
did, in
will
fact,
get rid
say
of CEQA and the
firefuck.
Coastal Commission. The fire department will clear defensible space, and naturally, the insurance
Sheriff, thank
companies
you.
will come back,
Sheriff,
and our rates will
thank
go
you.
down.
Mayor Mahan, because San Jose was mentioned, you have 30 seconds to respond.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, Steve's right. San Jose is expensive. It has been since before I was born. But as a leader in an elected office, I took
I made it
ownership
more
for
expensive.
that and challenged City Hall to do better. That's what we need to ask of Sacramento. We reduced fees. We sped up permitting. We cut the red tape, and we got thousands of homes under construction. We're not going to fix California's housing market.
I don't know about
overnight,
Bill, but it's
we
nice to see that
can hold
Ted got his
ourselves
shit
accountable
together.
for implementing common sense policies that bring investment in home building back to California and
Thank
create
you, Mayor.
room for working
you.
families. and
Yeah, I've
younger
only seen them
generations.
for
So on a different topic,
this amount of time,
yesterday,
but-
the vice chair of the California Energy Commission told the legislature,
Oh.
we have 4 to 6 weeks left of fuel if the Iranian war continues. Now,
That's not true at all.
If a bill comes before you,
Trump ad.
I want to know, do you sign it or do you veto it? And this bill would be whether to seek an increase in oil production in Kern
Yeah,
County, in the
I've
Central
only
Valley.
seen them for a few minutes.
The governor of
but
this state
from
was
what
not a
I've
big
seen,
fan of oil.
obviously, I hope the
He's
Republican
actually
wins.
changed his
but
tune a little
these
bit on
two
that.
guys just seem
Yes
to
or
me
no?
like
This is the
this
bill.
is-
Do you sign
what
it or do you
appeal
veto
do
it?
they
Mayor
have
Villaraigosa.
people in
Yes.
California?
This is
It's one
Congressman
completely
Porter.
like Republicans
untrue.
putting in a
Like, we get-
sacrificial
So,
lamb.
would you advocate for an
we
increase
get
in
very
oil production
little,
in the state?
uh,
Western states point of
oil from
no,
Iran.
no.
The
right,
Strait of
very good.
Hormuz affects
Bianco.
Europe
Absolutely.
way more than it
Mr.
affects
Hilton.
us.
We don't need a
That's
bill.
why
I'll
they were
get it
being
done
little bitches
directly as
about it.
governor by
Yes or
instructing
no?
the California
And we
Department
conquered
of
Venezuela.
Geologic
We're
and
fine.
Energy Management
We'll
to
take
open
that
up
as a
oil
yes.
production. This is the problem with Democrats.
Mr.
Endless legislation
Mr.
instead of just
Steyer.
getting the job done.
We're going to veto it next time. Mr. Steyer.
No.
All right, Mr. Secretary Becerra.
Versus importing? Yes.
Basura.
Mayor.
Yes, we also should stop pushing all of our refining capacity out of state and importing dirtier oil from thousands of miles away. It
all
doesn't
right.
make sense.
One other thing, everybody has an opinion about this. You don't need to go into detail. It'll cost another $30 billion to finish California high-speed rail from Merced to Bakersfield. We've got the viaduct laid. We have overpasses. Do you finish it? Yes or no? Mayor Villaraigosa.
Yes.
Congresswoman Porter.
Yes, if you can build it faster and cheaper than it's been
In what
projected.
decade?
Okay, Sheriff Bianco.
No, I would rather arrest the people that stole our money.
All right.
That would be
Mr.
on brand for
Mr.
you
Hilton.
doing things that are illegal.
No,
Mr. Hilton.
stop spending taxpayers' money on pointless things and
I guess-
improve our roads,
I guess
which are the
that's a
worst
no.
in the country
That's
because
a
of
no.
Democrat policies.
Mr. Steyer.
Yes, we need
Secretary
public
Becerra.
transportation.
The slow speed delivery of high speed rail, no, but a high speed delivery of high speed rail, yes.
What does that mean?
Well, that means we get rid
Your
cause all this litigation. We
You
try
have
to
make
make
the
it
call.
yes.
I don't think
He's
it's
having
no.
a stroke.
The bill's on your desk.
No, this man is praying for a heart attack right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I said, I don't want to do it the way it's been done because we've overspent, but yes,
Okay,
we're going to build high-speed rail.
Yes,
Yes, we're going to build
Yes or no, guys?
Conan, I would send it back to the legislature and say, fix CEQA, reduce litigation risk. Let's fix the regulatory environment, and then I'll sign the bill.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, let's talk about companies leaving California. So companies are moving their headquarters out of California. SpaceX, Tesla, Oracle.
It is kind of bullshit just asking a yes or
Just
no
a few of the
question
corporations
to
that
a
are
room
going
full of
to more
7
taxes
politicians.
in these states. My question to all of you is, how can you reduce the state's high unemployment rate when so many employers are leaving the state? We're going to start with Mr. Mayhem.
Look, the
to my
reality is
state.
just like with the insurance market, the housing market, what we're talking about is California has regulated itself to death. And much regulation makes sense. We're protecting workers and the environment. But when projects get caught up in years of
hands are
litigation, or
killing
getting
me.
a permit to open a restaurant takes a year, you kill the ability for entrepreneurs and small business owners to actually create a future.
You know he
here.
rehearsed that in
So
the mirror.
we've
Yeah.
got to actually fix our underlying regulations and make
It doesn't look
Politicians and
natural.
investors.
Yeah,
Either
it-
this
in San
or
Jose,
this.
I've led us to have
Yeah, you're a
small
paisan.
business
You
growth
know how
every
you
year
know what I
I
mean.
was
It doesn't
mayor,
look natural.
built thousands of new
It's all
homes,
it's like
reduced
that. I don't know what to
homelessness,
do with my
and
hands.
become the safest big city in the country.
The results have come
without
in.
raising
You are
taxes
not a
and with
paisan.
a balanced budget. It is time to
No
demand
way.
our government do better before we ask you to pay more. Starting with actually auditing all of the
David.
spending in Sacramento, where we've increased the budget by
Thank you, Mr. Mayhem.
75%.
Thank you.
in
Thank
the
you so
last
much.
6
Okay,
years.
your time is up, Mr. Villaraigosa.
Look, this is the toughest state to do business in the United States of America. You know, you
I
heard
can't imagine why.
Republican opponents say that Democrats
Sherry
aren't
baby.
willing to call it like this.
Yeah.
I've been willing to do that. I've challenged why we send so many businesses out of this state. I've challenged why we have the highest gas prices, the highest utility costs, the highest home prices in the United States of America.
Big
It's
girls
because
don't
we're
cry.
looking
The same shit.
for perfect. Perfect doesn't exist, everybody. That's what comes with a proven problem solver. Someone who's been mayor of Los Angeles, speaker of the assembly. The one thing I get, we got to roll up our sleeves and fix these problems.
Oh
We
God, I
have the
hate
brains
politicians.
of AI
I
and tech,
hate
but
when
the bond's
politicians
leaving.
say we
And
got to
we've
roll
got
up
to
our
look in the
sleeves.
mirror and ask ourselves
And meanwhile,
why.
his
The
sleeves
reason
are
is overregulation.
Yeah.
We can do this, protect the environment, protect workers, and protect business at the same time.
Thank you, Mr. Villaraigosa. Mr.
You nailed
Hexter.
it with the Frankie Valli thing, though.
so-
You, like,
Oh, I
Mike
can't stand this guy.
Restaurants. I actually did open a couple of restaurants, but not here. Back in the day in England, before we moved here with my wife and my family in 2012. And unbelievably, it's actually much harder to do it here in California, which should be the home of enterprise and opportunity, the best place in the world
I
to
think
do
this guy's
business.
my favorite
And
so
the
far.
fact is, when we talk
Yeah.
about all those issues, there's this famous saying that comes to mind. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, here in California, we've been voting Democrat over and over and over and over again. And look at the results. The highest unemployment rate in the country, the highest poverty rate, the worst climate for business. We cannot expect to make changes for the better if we keep voting Democrat. I
Yep,
will exclude
absolutely.
Antonio. I agree with you, Antonio. You definitely have a more pragmatic approach to this, and that's what we need from our next
Thank you,
governor.
Mr. Hilton.
A problem-solving,
Thank you, Mr. Hilton.
pragmatic,
in the
common
polls,
Thank you,
by
sense
the
Mr.
way.
Hilton. Mr. Steyer.
Joan Crawford.
So California remains
What-
the
what'd
best
you
place
say?
to start a business and build a business. But it's also the most expensive.
not true.
It's the most expensive.
It's rated
place.
50th out of 50
It is the
states
most
by
expensive
Chief
place to do
Executive
business.
Magazine.
And the
50th out of
person
50.
on this stage who is going after those costs
I
and
like that
driving them
Hilton
down
is
for working
there to
Californians is
fight.
me.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it by going after the special
He's the
interest
only one
corporations
that
who are
has a set
driving
of
up our
balls
costs.
on
I'm going
this.
Yeah.
after electric
Yeah.
costs that are driven by the
He's
electric
the only one who's got a
monopolies.
pulse.
I'm going after gas costs that are driven by the oil companies. I'm going after healthcare costs. I'm for single payer. I'm going after housing costs. What's driving people out of California is the cost of operating here. And I'm talking about it in terms of people, but it absolutely is the same thing
This
in
guy
terms
said
of the
nothing,
companies
Burger.
that employ those people and have to pay them to live here. You can tell I'm doing this for
get
personal
the
interest.
memo
I'm
that he
spending
is
tens of millions of dollars to
like,
stop
where
me.
did he even
I'm the
come
person
from?
on this
Because
stage
I
who's
haven't
willing to
seen
change
him
California and
since
go after
what,
the
the
corporate
primary
special interests that are
2016?
driving up the
Sayer.
cost for
Mr.
working
Sayer,
people.
your time is up.
If
Mr.
you
Bianco.
told me he's been dead since 2018,
As
I
long
would
as we
believe
have
you.
the same policies
I know.
we've had for the
That's what I'm
last 2
saying.
decades,
I didn't know he was
more
alive.
and more businesses
By
are
the
going
way,
to
this
leave.
can't
Of
be
course,
right.
it's the
The New
best
York
place
Times
to
has
be.
4
California,
different
of course,
polls
is
on
the
this,
greatest
and
state in the
most
world.
of them have
But the
Hilton
taxes here, the
leading.
regulations here are what are causing
Really?
people to leave. Yes, we want to live here. We
But
just
then it
can't.
goes to a
We want
runoff.
to own a business here.
Sort of a
We just
primary.
can't. So the people that are here
So
What's
on
that?
this stage
he
are
got
going
Trump's
to tell you
endorsement.
everything you want to hear. They've been telling you
I'll
that
tell
every
you what,
time they want to get
I
elected,
predicted that
and
Michigan
nothing
would
ever
go
changes.
red
They are not going to
during
deliver anything
2024.
because it is their
You beat a people
policies
down
driving this
enough,
up.
like
I will
they'll
make
try something
California the
new.
most business friendly in the state because we will no longer punish businesses for
Sire is
being
the
in
new word.
California. We will remove all of the regulations, the regulatory environment that increases cost of business, the PAGA lawsuits
Wow.
that are absolutely destroying every single business simply to raise more money for the state of California because we have a spending problem, not a money
Thank you, Mr.
problem.
Bianco. Mr. Becerra,
Okay,
you're
Katie
next.
Porter is not even
Let me
in
give
like
a
the top
specific
5
example.
in any of these polls.
Right now, Hollywood is in dire condition because every place in the world wants to have their own Hollywood. We must fight to keep Hollywood here in Southern California because it creates so many great paying jobs. And so I will work with Hollywood. I will work with the industry. I will work with the legislature
somehow
to
this
make sure we
asshole
fight back
and
against
Hilton
those who are trying to
are ahead.
steal our industry away from you.
He seems to
And that
be
means whether
a
it's
little
the
bit more
tax
on the
credit
moderate
or
side.
making
I
sure we
don't know enough
graduate the
about
next
him, but
generation
like
of workers
he
who
actually
can work
has
in the entertainment industry. We will make it so
yeah, but he
attractive that
actually
they will
has
not
like
want to
it
leave.
sounds like he
But we
actually
have
has
to make sure we're
plans for what he's
graduating the
saying.
workforce for these industries to locate
What's
here.
his
We have to
background
create
again?
more
David,
public-private
let us
partnerships.
know.
So it's not just that private business that does it
Who is
on its
this?
own, but it
David-
knows it's
David
got a
and Ashley
government
are
that wants to
keeping
work
us
with it
in the
so
loop.
they can establish their business
Yeah,
here.
but what's
And
his
we
name?
want to make communities livable where the
is
workforce that will come can know they can buy a house and they
Becerra.
can afford to live here. If we do all those things,
Former Health
we'll
and
attract business.
Human
And then what we have
Services
to do
Secretary,
is balance our
California
budget.
Attorney
And as someone
General.
who has had to balance a budget bigger than the state of California's budget, I will do that.
Thank you, Mr.
Xavier
Becerra. Ms.
Becerra.
Porter.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, billionaire Tom Steyer says that California is the best place to do
billionaire.
business. And I guess it was for
Billionaires.
him because
He said
he became a
billionaires.
billionaire off it. But for the rest of California businesses, it's been a real struggle. He says he's the one doing it, but the truth is he's the one promising it. I've actually brought down costs like prescription drug costs by passing a law in Congress to give people their money back. I actually helped write a bill and testify for a bill that became law to crack down on credit card fees. If we want employers to be able to stay in this state and to add workers to this state, we have to make it affordable for workers to live here.
Like she's
Labor is one of the
doing
biggest
her own
costs that
thing.
businesses face. And we have to pay higher wages because the cost of living goes up and then wages
her
go up.
vibrator
This is a
takes
terrible
6 D-cell
cycle. So
batteries.
bringing down the cost of housing, my policies for things like free childcare and a tuition-free
Sometimes you
UC-CSU
can just
degree
tell.
will do exactly that. It will make it cheaper for people to live here and businesses
Thank
will
you, Ms.
benefit.
Porter. Thank you so much. 30 seconds
Somebody
for
should
your
have
reply,
brought
Mr.
mashed
Sayer.
potatoes.
Look, California is
Yeah,
the
she got
richest state in
toasted
the
before
richest
the
country in
debate
world.
started. He's like, no
You're
food
the
fighting.
richest person on this stage.
California is half the growth of the United States of America. The issue we have is we also have the highest poverty rate in the United States of America.
Yeah,
The issue
she
we
ain't
have is
exactly in the
majority
poorhouse.
of Californians
Yeah,
cannot
none of them.
afford to live here.
After
cannot
16
afford-
years of
cannot
Democrat
afford
one-party
to
rule,
make
why
ends
do you
meet
think
at
that
the
is?
Sir,
end.
I don't know how much time I have
That's
left
what
to
I'm
live. Can
talking
you let me
about.
speak?
Driving down
All right, thank
costs
you, Mr.
for
Sayer.
working
We're gonna move on.
Californians
Thank you
and
so
the
much.
companies that employ
Right?
them so that
Your
we
time is
can
up.
succeed.
Well, you're one of those billionaires
Yeah,
staying in California looking for a job here, but there are other billionaires who are moving on.
They told him he
Larry
couldn't wear his
Page
lucky
and Sergey
kilt,
Brin of
so he got
Google,
that tie.
Mark Zuckerberg, they've left. Steven Spielberg's left. There are a whole bunch. And obviously it's because
He's so a
I may
Republican.
not say it, but
Yeah,
it's
dude.
not a coincidence that you
he's
have on
been
the
the
ballot
only
in
one
November
who's
a
been
wealth
on
tax
point asking
where they
questions.
come in and
Team
first in the
Conan.
nation where they tax,
He also made the
you know,
mashed potatoes
what do your
comment
cars
before the
look like?
debate
How much are
started.
they worth? And what are the watches worth? So yes or no, if this is, again, if it's on your desk as governor, do you support the wealth tax which is on the ballot, which the governor fears is driving billionaires out of the state. And according to the Franchise Tax Board, they pay for about 40% of the income tax. Mayor Villaraigosa, yes or no?
No.
Congresswoman?
No.
What was the question again?
Sheriff, the wealth tax, do you support it or do you oppose it?
Absolutely not.
Mr. Hilton?
No.
Where am I?
Mr. Steyer?
If it's on the ballot, I sign it.
Sorry, I
You
was
sign it,
combing my
okay.
mustache.
Secretary Becerra?
No.
Mr. Mahan?
No, we should charge billionaires in other ways.
Yeah, this mustache man is not
Are
inspiring.
you happy with that,
confidence.
Tom?
No.
How do you want to be charged by Matt?
There is a longer
That's
there is
for
a
another
longer
debate, by the
discussion
way.
here.
There is a
It's the
longer
wrong
discussion.
policy. It's gonna
That's for another debate. We want to move on. We want to get as many topics in here as possible.
Oh, I
The
like
state has
Hilton.
spent tens of
Yeah,
billions
dude, nice
to
little zinger right
solve the
there.
homeless crisis in this state, and yet there is a perception that the homeless
Yeah,
have more
dude.
rights
Wow,
than
wow.
the people who live in this state. Homeless encampments
Bud,
are
your
taking over the
girlfriend,
street, the
woof.
sidewalks, parks, and so much more. So the question I have for all of you, and I'm going to begin with you, Mr. Steyer, is this the new norm?
Absolutely not. I mean, we got to start with a very
It's just like she's
important
trying
point,
out for the
because no one
Raiders.
gets well on the street. That actually being homeless and being on the street, only about 1 in 7 of the people who become homeless
agree,
have
Drew,
serious
but
mental health or addiction
beggars
problems.
can't be
But it's so
choosers.
stressful and dangerous that virtually everybody
Okay.
succumbs to that stress.
I hate when
Some
they
major mental
talk
health.
about.
No.
A lot of people
What I
go to
would say is it's
California
absolutely
to be
critical to keep
homeless
people
because
from
it's
going
nice
on the
all year
street.
round.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rental
this
assistance is much
utopian
cheaper and more
bullshit.
humane
No,
than
a
letting
lot of
someone
them
go
are
on the
on the
street.
street. They want to
But
stay on the
emergency interim
street.
housing to get
Okay, they
people
do not
off the
want to
street
come inside.
into
They
a
do not
single
want
room
to
with a
get treated.
key,
They are not
with
some like,
shared
you know,
dining, laundry
it's the
facilities where
fancy
you can
like,
bring
oh,
your
the
dog
homeless
is
with the
much
heart
more
of
compassionate.
gold, right?
But all of those
That-
things lead to the
no.
point that we don't
Yeah.
want our
Okay.
streets
The homeless
to be
people,
dangerous.
like
We do
I'm
want
from
our
Detroit.
kids to feel safe.
You'll die
We
in
do
the
want.
winter.
I'm
You
for
Okay,
will
someone who
but
wants to
yes.
build dense housing in the inner city
you
and make
can't
it
just like
vibrant and
post up
walkable
shop
and fun.
under a
And it's
bridge and be
absolutely critical
okay.
that people feel
You're not
safe
going to make it.
and walk around
Thank
and,
you, Mr. Steyer.
and actually create the environment that Californians deserve and
Thank
want.
you, Mr. Bianco.
Yeah, so it was a misstatement in the beginning, or not a misstatement, but I will tell you that they are definitely not, they don't have more rights than anyone else.
No, but
they
there
are
is a
actually,
perception.
they are actually pawns in the homeless industrial complex. There is absolutely zero
For big
intent
homeless.
on helping any of them. If we did, the billions of dollars that were going there, the numbers wouldn't get more every single year. This is not and has never been about homes. This is about drug and alcohol addiction. This is about mental illness and a combination of both. And until we start calling it what it is and treating it for what it is, we are never going to get out of it. And proof of the last 12 years is right in front of us. It's never going to be better until we get them the treatment that they need. Stop calling it homes. It's mental health, drug addiction, and alcohol addiction combined. The biggest thing that we need is the treatment centers that treat at the same time mental health conditions and drugs and alcohol. Putting a solid roof over someone's head is no different than a tent, and it doesn't mean that you solve the problem.
Sheriff, thank you. Mayor Villaraigosa.
I don't know. He
We
nailed that
spent
one.
$24 billion from the state and billions more in
You
cities
can't
and
take my
counties.
eyes off
And
of
during
you.
that period,
Yeah.
homelessness went up.
And I
Folks,
said,
we just
big
gotta
girls don't
acknowledge
cry.
we can't just throw money at the problem. We have to invest in what works and stop, spending on what doesn't.
Fun fact,
What
my
works,
dad
according to
produced
the
all their
LAO,
music.
temporary housing
Really?
works. The home key program,
That's so
rental
cool.
assistance works, but we need permanent supportive housing as well with services.
I was in a
connected to them.
Frankie Valley
But
cover
the
band when
average
I was
unit
like
is
14.
$850,000 a unit. Your kids can't afford that. So in San Jose and Los Angeles,
Then my
we're
voice
building
changed.
small homes for $100,000. We've got to focus on what works and stop throwing money at what doesn't. As governor, that's what I'll do because what we're doing now just not working. More homelessness than in my life I've ever seen in my lifetime.
It's a state government scam.
Thank you, Secretary Becerra.
So homelessness is also a mental health crisis, and we have to attack that straight on. That's why when I was Secretary of Health and Human Services, we established the 988 program, which functions like 911, but for mental health and suicide prevention. And it is working. we have to start getting people access to the treatment that they need. But first and foremost, when it comes to those on the street, we have to have accountability by the folks who are getting those billions of dollars. We have to make sure that we scale the projects that work to get people off the streets, and we eliminate those that are failing. But I will tell you this, and I'm glad to hear some of my colleagues beginning to take up what I have said at the beginning. My job as governor, because I don't control the streets of the cities and the counties, is to make sure we prevent more Californians from becoming homeless, because it costs far more to take you off the streets, pick you up, get you the services, and get you the temporary shelter than it does to help you get past that medical emergency.
The mayoral
or that
debate
lost
before.
job.
We're on to the
Let's
governor
keep
debate
you
now.
in your housing.
No,
Thank you,
the
Representative.
problem is they get on these
Look, the
programs,
cause
even if
of
you get them off the
homelessness
streets, they never get
is
off.
the cost of housing. It is correct that many people who experience long-term or
And she
chronic
takes
street
housing
homelessness
personally,
develop
guys.
substance use and mental health issues. But a foster kid who is aging out of foster
By the way, if
care
anyone
with no
has
money
recently
to
joined the
put
stream
down
and you
for
want to
an
watch the mayoral
apartment,
debate, just
that's not
rewind.
mental health
Beginning.
problems. That's the cost of living in California. We have higher homelessness
And
in
also, he's not
California
doing this
because
for
our
free. Send him
housing
some money.
costs more than virtually anywhere
Thanks,
else.
Sammy.
Homelessness prevention is the key. It costs about $6,000
If
to
you
prevent
can,
someone
please.
from becoming homeless. That is such a better investment
channel.
and so much more humane than allowing people to live on the streets. We have to stop making the problem worse. And I think it's appropriate.
No, getting
always
people
to
hooked on
do
government
oversight
programs
of
isn't
where our money went.
better.
I drive a minivan.
Okay?
My license plate
Of
is
course they want you to get off the streets
OVRSITE,
and
oversight.
become a
So we
welfare
should be
queen.
asking, did we get the bang
Did
for
you
our
see
buck?
that they were like,
We
they
owe that
had
answer
some,
to California taxpayers, and I
I
think
don't
we
know
have
what-
accountability that's
what
needed here.
group it was, but they
Porter,
were
thank
going
you.
down to
Mayor
Skid Row
Mayhem.
and they were
Social
giving
City of
people,
San
they
Jose
were giving the homeless like $5 to $10
Well, we created a
to
model for the rest
register
of the
them
state. I want to be
to vote,
really
like, to
clear
vote
that 988
Democrat.
is not going to solve our homelessness problem.
Oh,
We
there's
need to
a
places
ton of
where
homeless
doesn't
Californians
go.
who they
It's
paid to
all
vote,
about having
and
alternatives. San Jose
there was
has
like
led the
7
way on
homeless
this
guys,
issue.
and
I
their
have the
mailing
receipts
address,
to
because
show
you have
for
to have
it.
a
We
mailing
have
address to
moved
vote.
on your
of course, right?
one. We have
It was like
moved
they would
thousands
rent
of
out a
people
PO
indoors.
box.
This year,
Yeah.
for the
So
first
these home,
time,
you know, like
and I hope I'm going to get the
One
time to actually answer the question. For the first time in our history, a majority of people experiencing homelessness in San Jose will be indoors, not outdoors. I am
Experiencing
sick and tired
homelessness.
of career politicians' complacency
How-
on this
What
issue.
are you?
No one should be outside in a tent encampment. In San Jose,
did
we're
you hear what
building
he
interim
said?
shelter, basic treatment capacity. We are moving people indoors. When those spaces are available,
The
we
problem is though,
require
these
people
people
come indoors.
think
I was the
that
first
addiction
Democrat
is a
leading a major
lifestyle
city
choice.
to
Therefore,
support Prop
all they're ever
36.
going to do
Because if
is
you're repeatedly
subsidize
committing
it
crime
and make
out
it
on our streets due to
appear
addiction,
gentle and
we need to
valid.
get you
They
into
don't want to
treatment to
treat
save your
them
life and to
because if
benefit
you
the
do that,
broader
that
community.
Mayor,
that's some kind of
I
oppression.
was
You
interrupted
can't
about
force
10
people to go
times.
off
we
drugs.
let you go extra
Okay.
You have to
time.
make the
We
drugs
did.
safe.
Mr. Hilton.
I was just trying to offer
No,
a fact
it
check.
doesn't matter if you
Homelessness
bring the
actually has
homeless
gone up
indoors.
in San
If
Jose.
they
It's
don't
actually
have a
about
home,
flat. What's
there's
important
homeless.
though is we've moved thousands of people indoors, 30% of whom have graduated to
You haven't
Still
permanent
homeless,
housing.
even though they're
The number
indoors.
of people dying on our streets has gone down.
Mayor?
It's a solution.
Yeah, now they're
Mayor,
dying in one of
Mr.
your
Hilton.
centers.
As you noted,
And here's
he
the
didn't
problem. Here's what they
challenge
won't
the
say.
fact
They
that
are
homelessness
not
has gone up on
homeless.
his watch. Now, the good news
false.
in this
Like,
debate is that actually
The
there's a lot of
problem
agreement
is that they
among
are
many of the
addicts
candidates
and
about the nature of the
mentally
problem and
ill.
how we solve it.
If you give
But
them
we
a
got to
house,
think
they
about
are still going
the
to be
fact
addicts
that
and mentally
who's
ill.
been in charge all these years? Some of these Democrats on the stage here, they talk as if we're in some parallel universe where Democrats haven't been running this state for the last 16 years of one-party rule. I mean, you look at Javier, 36 years he's been a career politician for Democrats. It's
Very proud of
just
my service.
got to change. We need
I think
change
you are.
if we're going to make progress. And that is what
your bank account
Chad's
is.
plan is exactly right. And I just add one thing to it, which is we need to enforce the law when it comes to homelessness. Just as Spencer Pratt laid out in the mayor's debate to you earlier, it's illegal
My
to live
boyfriend.
and camp on the streets. And that's the starting point. We
Hang
can't
on.
get people,
I
we
have to
can't
give
get
Mr.
people to help.
Becerra a chance to respond to that.
You know, I'm proud of my service as a member of Congress, as the Attorney General fighting heading off Donald Trump as the secretary who brought the country to the highest rate of insurance coverage in the nation's history. What I would ask is,
what
does
happened then?
Fox News talking head know about running government? You've never balanced a budget the size of California, Steve. You've never had to worry about declaring a state of emergency the way I had to. I'm proud of my service, on my public service. You made private profit. I was doing public service.
Mr. Becerra, are you proud that you pushed out
love to know what
85,000
he's
migrant children? They were, according to the New York Times, they were maimed, they were exploited, some were even killed. You said those are MAGA talking points. It's a MAGA hoax. Tell that to the children who died.
So I'm not sure what that had to do with homelessness, but calmate, Antonio, calmate.
Well, I'll tell you what it had to do. It's about truth telling. About your service and how proud you are of that service. That's what it has to do with.
Latinx on Latinx crime.
30 seconds to respond to this.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what I haven't done.
We could go
Because
on
of
about
colonialism.
homelessness for an hour here.
Colleen,
this
I
evening.
thought we got 30 seconds to respond.
We did have 30 seconds.
I didn't get 30 seconds to respond to the attack by Mr. Villaraigosa, so I would like my 30
Okay,
seconds.
I will give you 30 seconds. Mr. Hilton, you get 30 seconds.
Okay.
Then we move on to the next topic.
So
Got it.
Trump lied about this whole situation with the migrant kids in 2024.
Did the New York Times lie?
Why don't you let me finish, Antonio?
Yes, all the time.
Donald Trump campaigned against our Democratic candidate, Kamala Harris, vice president, in 2024, using these lies. In 2026, now you have candidates like Antonio and Tom Steyer using these very lies. They were lies when Trump said them 2 years ago. They're lies today. We protected kids. We did not let them be abused. Those were the employers, but stop lying. The facts are the facts.
Okay. There were congressional hearings.
26 Democrats condemned him. They said it was outrageous that he pushed kids out.
What was
You
outrageous
said-
was
you
the
said on
exploitation
tape-
by the
you said on
employers,
tape,
not the care that they
Henry
got.
Ford invented the assembly line. Put them on an assembly
Cálmate,
line. Get them
Antonio.
out of here.
Mr.
They're illegal.
Villaraigosa,
That's
I'm
what you
only
said.
going to ask you one more time, please. Please. We have a lot of topics here this evening. I laid out the
Hey,
ground
you know what?
rules.
Henry Ford
you
was
had a
right.
chance to respond. Mr. Hilton, you get 30 seconds. Then we move on.
Tutti
Mr.
frutti,
Hilton.
little Richard.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
tell you what I haven't done, Javier, is break state and federal law by taking money from a campaign account and funneling it to a senior aide, breaking those laws and then denying it. I tell you what I haven't done, which we revealed today, which is to take a taxpayer-funded organization from your money, your taxes are paying illegal immigrants to campaign for Javier Becerra through an organization
That
called
is ass.
Curla, and he's accepted their endorsement. It is completely outrageous.
So, Colleen,
Can you
once
imagine
again,
him as governor and then
wait,
Spencer
time out.
Pratt?
He just made
The next topic is sanctuary. I think it's
Mike, you
very
might have to
important.
start pausing
Listening
this.
to the audience here, listening to the group. Enrique has a question. Please.
Colleen, so long as I understand, if a candidate is attacked,
No, it
candidate's
wasn't. It
not
was
gonna
up to
get-
them, and
back
she
and
said no.
forth.
Let's move on.
We'll get back to you in a second. We got to move on. This is really important. Okay, so the
Again,
state.
at the discretion of the moderators here, I've given everybody a chance to respond. Please stop with the attacks. We do the voters a disservice.
Oh,
I
they're
agree.
such
attack like that.
drama
I agree.
killers.
Trying to get more information about the topics at hand. So, sanctuary.
The state sanctuaries law, as we know, that restricts local authorities from cooperating with federal agents, federal immigration officers. My question goes to Mr. Bianco. What is one thing, Mr. Bianco, you would replace or change about the current sanctuary
I
law
don't
in
know.
California?
Just take off your
One
shirt and
aspect,
tell us
just
about
one.
I would eliminate sanctuary state. Sanctuary state is what is creating the issue that we have in California. It didn't exist before 2017. Immigration, it is the responsibility of the federal
Yes, these
government
brain
to enforce
parts,
immigration
man.
laws. And prior to 2017, they would come into our jails and they would come into our prisons and they would remove
Yes.
those criminals who are victimizing us and they would deport them.
100%.
That ended with sanctuary state law SB 54.
It's like he's buffering.
They forced us to release those people back into our communities, and then ICE has to go into the communities to get them instead of in the safety and security of the
But Mr.
jail.
Bianco,
Get
so
out.
county
Get out of
jails
there.
can communicate with ICE if the person in question is a convicted felon of a violent crime.
Okay.
So what would be the difference then if you want to change something?
There's a huge difference because I have someone in my jail right now that if the attorney general wants to arrest me when I turn him over, He's convicted of a felony, but the 3 prior convictions for DUI, he was released from jail. He was deported on 2 of them back into the country, and then he killed a 14-year-old boy with another DUI. So we have to wait until somebody dies before we deport criminals who are in our jail. And those people who are released from the jail, immigration enforcement officials have to go into the communities to get them. And that is why we see what we see on the streets.
Mr. Villaraigosa, really quick, 30 seconds.
He said that yesterday. It's just not true. 12,000 undocumented violent criminals.
Tell that to the family that
Wait
lost
1
their
second.
child.
Look, I know you're an oath keeper and you feel like you could do whatever you want, but let me be clear. Let me finish my thing. May I have my time back?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we're gonna give it to you.
Let me just say,
Continue.
in point of fact, you keep on saying that they don't turn over violent criminals.
No, I didn't.
That's just
Did you
not
just call
true.
them an oath
No, they
keeper?
do. They've turned
What
over
is that?
12,000 since
It
2019.
obviously wasn't enough.
They're the ones that
Well,
Mr. Villaraigosa, thank
they're
you.
like a
Ms.
Proud
Porter,
Boy
you
group,
wanna say
but
something
like
about
they're the
this
ones that
issue?
everyone thinks
Yeah,
is like
I mean,
feds.
I think we ought to enforce the existing
They're
sanctuary
the ones who
laws
actually do.
everywhere.
I'll tell
so
you
we
about it
don't
later.
have crazy cowboys taking the law into their own
Tell
hands.
that to a crazy mother who lost her child.
Sir, I don't need any lectures from you about being a mother.
Of course.
There it
You
is.
might.
Okay.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
Again,
What did he say?
Okay, so he was like, tell that to the mother who lost her child. She goes, I don't need lectures from you about being a mother. And he looked right into the camera and goes, you might. Ooh. Look at her face.
All you have done this evening is shout past me and not given me a chance to respond.
That was obviously a scripted answer that didn't fit. But go ahead.
But please, I'm sorry, everybody.
No,
we
I'm not
asked
going to
at the
be,
beginning,
excuse
not,
me.
not for this.
I'm
Can
not
we
gonna
move
be
my
lectured
podium?
because
I don't
have
feel
not
safe
interrupted
next to
a
him.
single
I understand, Congresswoman. You have the floor.
So I think it's important to recognize that
really?
our
I wanted to make
sanctuary
more
laws
victim
are
noises
only as
first.
good as the
Yeah.
enforcement of them. We have entities right now, including local sheriffs,
That was good.
including state agencies in a lot of our counties that are violating sanctuary law. He says he wants to enforce the sanctuary law. He wants to do away with the sanctuary law policy. That's because he doesn't want to have to follow
She
it.
said, we don't
Every
need
Californian
cowboys.
deserves the
protect my
protection
residents.
of
Boys,
their
boys
governor.
bad
Every
and women
Californian
good.
deserves the protection of their
This
governor.
bitch still
Keep
thinks it's
talking over me.
2016.
you know, Sheriff, you had an opportunity
they're
to
all-
speak. Ms. Porter, you have.
I respect you,
Are
but
you
I don't need
finished?
your help being defended. Thank you.
Okay. You know what, Conan? We
What?
have a final question.
Right. So,
this
can we-
is
can we all-
This is
Yeah,
this is a
great.
key
We
question.
have a final question.
but very quickly, the Democrats
having
on
a-
this panel, for the most part, support the sanctuary state law. Is that in agreement, Mr. Secretary?
Ashley, thank you so
Mr.
much,
Mayhem,
my love.
Mayor.
Yeah, I'd like to
But
say,
I'd like to be
I'd
able to
like
respond to
say
the accusations that were made.
I'd like to just
on
answer the
Sheila.
question.
I'd like to
People
answer the
forgot
question
I
too.
was here.
Please,
Go
let
ahead.
me at least
Can I
answer.
answer?
You,
Okay,
Colleen, you said,
Conan, if
you
I
all
could
said
just
I was going to
answer
get to
the
answer that
Time
question.
is your enemy here.
Okay, may I then answer
30
the
seconds.
question?
We're going to start with Mr. Becerra. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
First, SB 54, the Values Act, sanctuary law. I defended it against Donald Trump's attempt the
Values
first time he
Act.
was president, and I beat him. That's why we still have that law in place. I stopped ICE from trying to force our law enforcement to do ICE raids because I beat Donald Trump
And
in
you're
court.
bragging about this?
As governor, I will investigate ICE. We will prosecute ICE. We
Who
will
called it, David? Holy
convict
shit.
ICE if they have violated the law. And what I will
Yeah,
tell
dude.
Steve and Chad is that Sheila is one of the biggest defenders
bitch
of
thinks it's still
immigrant rights
2016.
in this
Mr.
nation. They
It
deserve
didn't work
respect.
then.
I agree.
Please.
So, Enrique, you're Mr. Mayhem, 30 correct. seconds. And as the mayor of the safest big city in the country, I can affirm that
They're
our
not even
sanctuary
zooming in on
laws
him anymore.
do
Oh,
not
there it is.
provide sanctuary to criminals. What they do is they build trust between law enforcement officers and the community they serve. We don't ask our police officers to check your tax returns or your immigration papers because we want you
We never
to
did.
report. Let me finish. We want you to report crime, serve as a
Stop
witness,
lying.
provide evidence, but we absolutely have to enforce our laws and keep people safe. And we can do both. I do want to say, though, Antonio is absolutely right about the secretary's failure
he's trying
on the
to say
immigration
Antonio.
issue. There is a direct
Matt,
line.
that's an absolute
There's a
lie.
direct line
between his failed leadership and
I
Donald
love how
Trump
he's
being
suggesting
in the
having
White
a
House.
neighborhood
So
watch
once again,
over
an
a
attack.
police
Do I get to respond to the false attack?
You have 30 seconds.
Thank
really
you.
quick. 30 seconds.
Those were Trump lies in 2024. And now that you're peddling them, Matt, they're still lies. Lies don't become facts because you're a Democrat and Trump was a Republican. You're just peddling a Republican's lie.
Democratic Congress members
and
like
if
AOC
26
are
of them said it was outrageous. If I could just finish with my time. We stopped what Donald Trump was doing. Remember those days? Trump was putting kids in cages. Donald Trump was separating children from their parents. We stopped that. We took
It's
care of
because
them.
Trump
We
took a
protected
hard
those
stance
kids.
on
We
immigration.
didn't do what
Democrats used to
Trump
be
did.
very
We're
hard
not
on
using
immigration.
lies to do
Mr.
that.
Really quick, Mr.
Yeah,
Let
and
me
you're
say
right.
this.
They're tripping over themselves.
ICE is a
to be like,
criminal organization. They're coming into our state. They're terrorizing
they're
people.
federal
They're
agents,
harming
you
people,
corp.
and they're harming people and committing violence against them. I'm in favor of abolishing ICE.
He's the mayor of
But
San
along the
Jose.
way, I did push for the
Yeah,
sanctuary
what do you
state law,
care if
which I
people move in? He's been
absolutely
dead for
believe
10
in.
years.
But more than that, we should be prosecuting ICE agents for racial profiling. It's illegal in the state of California.
ICE agents,
We
but
should be
not
prosecuting them for
illegal
violence against
criminal
Californians. It's
rapists
illegal, and we
who
should go up the
kill
chain to the people
women,
who
children. Like,
asked
no,
them to commit
they're
violence,
the
including
innocent
Stephen Miller.
victims. It's
The
the ICE
truth is, we
agents
should be
who need to
investigating their
prosecute.
detention centers that they will not show that are dangerous, and
Yeah.
they won't let
Yeah,
anyone in.
Ted,
And
who
I
built the
guess you can
cages,
figure
Joe?
why. We should be protecting immigrants. The state was built by immigrants. They continue to make
That's
the
a
state
myth.
work.
Legal
And the idea
immigrants.
that we let
And no, you
agents from
dipshit, we
Washington,
were
D.C. with
settlers.
masks and assault rifles come in here
Yeah, that's
and
such a
terrorize them is
disgusting, like,
absolutely against
luxury
Californian values. And the governor is here to protect
So
California.
why don't you?
Mr.
Tom,
Hilton.
you
2.4
profited off of
billion
those
he's
detention
worth.
centers.
Why not let the
Mr.
illegals
Hilton.
into your
The
mansion,
private
bitch?
prison system.
Mr.
Yeah,
Hilton.
remember when they
Mr. Mayor,
shipped
thank
all
you so
the
much. Mr.
illegals to
Hilton, go ahead.
Martha's
Thank you
Vineyard?
very much. Unlike everybody else here, I actually am an
My
immigrant.
governor.
I'm a proud American citizen, and I am the candidate of the legal immigrant community for the legal immigrant community
I
so
like
that
that.
they can have the California dream, just as my parents had it when they moved from Hungary, fleeing communism, to build a new life in England.
Out of beer.
That's what California is all about. But it's got to be managed and orderly and legal. And that's what we have to be honest about in this whole discussion about immigration and its enforcement. I can tell you very
Oh
clearly
my God, common
that when
sense.
I'm governor, as I've said, I will be there for our immigrant communities, our legal immigrant communities, but also will make sure that all our laws are peacefully enforced. We can't just stand up here and decide which laws we like and which laws we don't. If we don't like the laws, we've got to change them. But the governor's job is to enforce them. And as governor, I will do
Mr.
that
Hilton.
peacefully and calmly and
Mr. Hilton,
cooperatively with the
one
federal
quick
immigration
follow-up.
authorities.
Mr. Hilton, are you aware that not every immigrant has the privilege that maybe you had to come to this country with a visa?
I understand
tough
exactly
shit.
what it's
All the
like
time.
to be
Oh,
in a
and
country
by the way,
without those privileges, because that's
if
my
there's
life
any
and
illegals
my story.
watching,
When
all
my
the people
parents
who
fled
came here
communism in
legally,
Hungary, and I
they
grew up
hate your
in a
guts.
household with a single mother, working class immigrant.
Can I just say, by the way, that moderator, not all illegals have the privilege. Let me just say, I totally take back now wanting to sleep with him. I would still do it, but it would be a little bit less enthusiastic.
You would feel worse in the morning. I got it.
Yeah, that's all.
No, but you know what? All it is he came in through a legal point of entry. No one gets denied and turned away. A lot of the reason a lot of these people come in illegally is because they'll do a background check. That's why we're in the condition that we're in. That's why you just can't have open borders. Okay. All of these people have the opportunity to start the process the second they walk into the country. They just don't go, okay, be illegal for a little bit. And no, there is a process to becoming a citizen. If you tried to supersede that, you're breaking the law, and you can't get upset when we send you back home. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So many millions in California. My stepdad worked construction. My first job, project.
Give you a different yes or no very quickly. We have 2 minutes left. If you don't mind, Colleen, for the people in Avila Beach and San Luis Obispo County, Diablo Canyon, the only nuclear power plant left in the state, 9% of the electricity. We pay 3 times the power in the rest of the nation. It's supposed to go offline in 2030. Do you extend it, Mayor Mahan? Yes or no?
Keep it open.
Mr. Secretary Becerra.
Yes, if safety, yes, but safety first.
Right, I'm sorry, Tom Steyer.
Extend it.
Extend it. Okay. Mr. Hilton.
Yes, extend it and build new ones.
Chad Bianco, the sheriff.
Completely nuclear.
Okay. Katie Porter.
Extend.
Okay. Antonio.
All right, let me rephrase the film question. Would you extend tax credits to match other countries and other states? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Bianco?
Yes.
Yes, I published my plan on this last week.
Yes
I would
or no,
exceed
please.
other countries. We got to be
Yes
the
or no?
best
Mr.
in the
Steyer?
world.
Yes.
Mr. Becerra?
Yes, and it's an 11 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Thank you.
Yes, I was the first candidate to put out a plan doing
Right.
just that.
Thank you. Yes.
Very quickly, again, we got a minute left. Under the California Education Code, you perform in an athletic event K through 12 based on your identification by gender. Would you change that law to match the IOC that you identify based on your birth at gender? Yes or no? Very quickly, we have 30 seconds left. Mr. Mahan?
Sorry, change which law?
The current law says you identify, and that's how you participate.
Yeah, but at higher levels, I would let the leagues decide.
Yeah, okay.
20
Mr.
seconds left.
Becerra?
Enforce the law.
Okay, Mr. Steyer? 15
Allow
seconds.
trans athletes to participate.
Mr. Hilton?
I have a wristband that says Save Girl Sports, and I
Chad
will.
Bianco? Katie Porter?
Yes, enforce the existing law.
That wraps it up for us.
He didn't even get to answer.
24 growth reports are in. Who would like to run with this?
We know what his answer was.
Yeah.
Does anyone have the bandwidth to
Oh
pass
my
this all?
God. How are you
I
going to
think
have
it's
7
at
candidates
day.
and it's only an
First
hour? I don't know why I thought that would
synthetic
be
acids.
longer.
You'd be like, yes, especially if they were illegal.
I want to rewatch her feminine. Oh, does it not let you rewind, motherfuckers? They don't let you rewind. I wanted to watch her.
It probably will when the
meltdown
broadcast
again.
is done. It won't let you do it during the commercial.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ew. He's so gross. I really want to watch her feminist
Dude, he
meltdown
shit the
again.
bed, man. Like out
That's
of all
exactly
of them,
how he was. I did a bunch of videos about the primary debates in 2020 that he was exactly the same. He sucks. He is like, I mean, how did this guy become a billionaire? I don't know what he became a billionaire from, but he just he's like a little mouse. He's like a cartoon mouse that thinks he's a lion.
Yeah.
Then it'll work. Okay, they're doing it because they're like, no, because we're still oppressed. No, that like, I don't understand how we're still doing this thing where it's like, oh, women, you have to like find your voice. But the entire culture, the entire society, every facet of our nation has been so wholly feminized. It is a just gyro. It's just gyno tyranny all the way.
Gyno tyranny. Gyno tyranny is the phrase of the decade.
Yeah, I was going to say, by the way, for anyone who's still watching, tweet us at #gyno tyranny.
Yes. Yeah, let's get it going. No, but it was so funny to watch them trip over each other to try it. So one of the things that Democrat candidates love the most is like they try to appeal to the quote unquote oppressed. So like, you know, so when they have those little, it's like throwing chum into like a tank of sharks. They were all tripping over each other, and then when you actually got to things that mattered, my favorite one was that guy, Mr. Nobody, Mr. Pencil Neck, from the skinny dude, the guy who talked like this, the whole
Tom
time was
Steyer?
the San Jose mayor.
Beta.
Yeah,
Timo
Mr. Beta. Yeah. So Timo Beto. But he had like, when you got down to like the brass tacks of like actual things, he's like, well, my homeless people, they're indoors. And it was like, that doesn't stop them from being homeless. It was like, just because they die in a shelter doesn't mean that you fix the homeless problem. It was like, just because you have more shelters or anything, that doesn't mean that you've figured out what the root cause was, or figured out a program for it. It was like, you just taxed more people to make the problem bigger, and it's not conducive to solving the problem. You haven't solved anything. You just put like a really expensive Band-Aid on it and then said that you solved the problem, and everybody knows that you're full of shit.
They don't want to solve the problem, because the fact is, if you had somebody and you actually got them clean and you got them sober and you made them a productive member of society, they probably wouldn't be voting Democrat, because they wouldn't want the degeneracy that comes with the Democrats. So they have to keep these people sick and dependent and miserable, and they turn all their different ailments, into a valid lifestyle, and we have to respect their life choices, right? So that's what it is, because the only people who vote for these people are the sick and the depraved and the disordered, okay,
and the illegal.
I love you guys.
Well-adjusted, happy people who love life do not vote for the Democrats. So
unless you're in a big city,
but even like the white, PMC, NPR type liberals, like those are largely just frigid bitches who can't manage their own misery. So they're not happy either.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, go, because mine's
it's like it's almost like violence from trauma or like molestation. Like the only way that left to your own devices, the way that people usually deal with it is like forwarding the cycle. And the same reason that these Democrats pose, the same reason that, these feminists deal in misery, and the same reason that Democrats always want to appeal to the downtrodden. They say they do, but what are they always posing? These Republicans were saying, hey, I want to do this, I want to actually enforce the laws. Democrats were like, hey, I know this program just got convicted for fraud, and I might have been getting money from it, but we need to get them on this program. Why do we get them on this program? It's the same reason that these big pharma companies don't cure anything anymore, and they just have treatments for it. What you do is you get them off the streets, and then you get them onto these programs, and then you get them to be slaves to the state, and then you just forward that cycle, because once you're in it, you're always going to vote Democrat, because they're paying you to exist. And that's
what I want to add is some people in chat were saying earlier during the first debate, they were asking what the needle program is. In all these blue cities, they did this in New York, they did this in California. They open up safe injection sites where junkies can go to shoot up, and on government money, they'll give you your needles to go shoot up. Here are needles, and their excuse for this is, and lots of times it's right by a school. Their excuse for this is, that's their excuse, that we stopped people from overdosing. And every time they'll give a number, and it was always a laughably low number. It'll be like, we stopped 12 people from overdosing. But they never say, really, how many people continued using because of this? How many people went to doing more drugs and harder drugs? How many people didn't stop doing drugs because of this? They never examine that. And the thing is, there's no end point ever to progressive policies. It's like if you give a mouse a cookie, it just keeps going further and further and further. So in New York, for example, they opened up these safe injection sites. Within a year, it got to a point where the government was putting vending machines on public property with crack pipes in them. Imagine you're just walking, you're going for a walk at night, and here's the vending machine with crack pipes. And of course, it was looted in 2 seconds.
And you know what happened? People are stepping on needles and contracting diseases. Now, it was like, and you get these tent cities. These things didn't exist when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Same.
It was like, it's insane. But I loved during the mayoral debate where they asked the question, about the needle program, and Karen Bass kind of looked and went, "Are crack pipes still okay?" Like, like she had like this, because it really, like I said, any way that they can keep you under their thumb to continue to vote for them. So what's the one thing that Democrats do the second a Republican passes a law? They bitch and they talk about how they're going to change. They're going to stack the Supreme Court. They're going to do away with the Electoral College to make it harder to actually have the people's voice be heard, because they want power, they desire power, and they're going to do everything that they can to keep it. That's always their game.
I love this, by the way, Maddie. As a former addict, we had this in Australia, and I can assure you it created more addicts than it helped. Yep.
Absolutely.
Look at when they talk about the numbers of people who didn't die because of this. Every time it's like 10 people, 12 people, which is negligible. And then it's probably 10 times that, the number of people who were immeasurably harmed by it.
Well, it was like, imagine they wanted to get people to stop smoking marijuana. But but every month they mailed you wrapping papers, like
yes,
like, what do you think's gonna happen?
They also they have this fantasy where they imagine that everyone who is on drugs really deep down wants to get off of them, and everyone who's homeless deep down, they really want a house. That's not true. And they also need people to imagine that the homeless population is very saint-like. They're very gentle. They're just innocent little victims. No, these are some of the most dangerous and depraved people you could ever hope to meet. But for the left, it's like, well, they're oppressed. Therefore, if you're oppressed, you are, by default, you are meek, you are gentle, you are righteous, you are like, it's a complete myth. The oppressed, whether we are talking about domestically, like on Skid Row, or in the third world or whatever, if we're going to use that term oppression, these are some of the most depraved and dangerous people you could ever hope to meet. They are not kind. They are not gentle. This myth of the noble, third world migrant who just wants to come here and he loves America and yes, that does, of course, that exists, but that is the rarity. That is not the norm. They want you to think that's the norm, and the rapists and the murderers, those are all like, oh, this is an anomaly. This is great. No, that's the norm.
They want you to all think it's the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2.
Yes, yes. And every criminal is Valjean from Les Mis. Okay, stealing bread.
I was just stealing bread.
Son. Okay.
Oh, I love you guys. What the fuck was I saying? I forgot. Also, we're probably gonna wrap up in a couple minutes. So if anyone feels so inclined, send in your super chats, help support the channel, or my links are below. Sage Sleek is below. I'm gonna update it so his are as well. But join my locals or my Patreon. We're doing movie night soon. We're watching The Birdcage, best movie ever. I have Katie Porter's Meltdown pulled up. We got to rewatch it.
Katie
it's
Porter
so good.
She basically just got her period and bled all over that debate stage is what happened.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think she just entered menopause right there.
I mean, she had a hot flash all over everybody. I don't know.
They all do this. These Democrat women, they all do this, and it's particularly laughable when it's somebody like Katie Porter, who's a fucking bitch on wheels, as we know. But they do this little meek woman act. Don't talk over me. I'm a woman. It's so grotesque. Like if you want to claim to be a strong woman, then fucking act like it.
I just want to bring this up. Okay, we when she talked in the beginning and they were like introducing themselves as a candidate, she immediately took shots at like one of her kids. She's like, and I got one kid who's I don't think he's ever gonna get off the couch. I mean,
what a bitch.
They're like, thanks, mom. She's when you know damn well, like the kid's probably like in college right now. He fell asleep on the couch, and then like all of a sudden, like his mom wakes him up, and she's like, "Why is there a fork in the sink and not the dishwasher?" And
it sounds like bad parenting to me. All right, let's. Oh, this is so good.
Look at her
want to say something about this issue?
Yeah, I mean, I think we ought to enforce the existing sanctuary laws everywhere so we don't have crazy cowboys taking the law into their own hands.
Tell that to a crazy mother who lost her child.
Sir, I don't need any lectures from you about being a mother.
Of course, you might.
Okay.
All you have done this evening is shout past me and not given me a chance to respond.
That was obviously a scripted answer that didn't fit. But go ahead.
But please, I'm sorry, everybody.
No, I'm not going to be, excuse me,
not for this.
I'm not going to be lectured because I have not interrupted a single
I
person.
understand, Congresswoman. You have the floor.
So I think it's important to recognize that our sanctuary
I wanted
laws
to
are
complain
only
more.
as good as the enforcement of them. We have entities right now,
Was it a different
local.
Was it a different moment where she said to the guy next to her, "I don't need you to defend me"?
No,
I thought
the moderator said it to her. She was talking about something being a woman, and then the moderator was like, I don't need your...
No, but she also said to the guy next to her, "I don't need you to defend me." I thought it was the same.
Yeah,
It might have been a different
I thought
moment.
it was this, but
I did too.
Yeah, I thought she got into it with shoulder pads. In shoulder
Oh,
pads.
here it is, I think.
I respect you,
Are
but
you
I don't
finished?
need your help being.
Yeah, that's right there.
Opportunity to speak. Ms. Porter, you have.
I respect you,
Are
but
you
I don't need
finished?
your help being defended. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
We have a
No.
Right. So
Can we all address
you
this?
would-
She doesn't need any patriarchy defending her.
very quickly, the Democrats on this panel.
Shoulder pad on shoulder pad crime.
Oh, it's so good. Drew, thank you so much, dude. You're the best. Chad Bianco, congratulations. That was amazing. Yeah, it was worth having Mustache in the debate for that alone. And did you see his face? He was so proud of himself, as he should be.
Well, you know what? All of them tried to like shit on him, you know, just because like he actually like enforces the law and he's the sheriff of, you know, where he comes from. And he had like his little star, you know, his sheriff star like pinned onto his thing. Everyone was taking pot shots at him. And you know what? He saw his opening and he took it, and God bless him for it. He was having some issues during the debate. I don't think he's used to like public speaking, but like his head's on the right track. There's a lot of things he said, especially on street level stuff, where he had the right idea. He just couldn't sell it. The whole package obviously was Hilton. He obviously
Hilton was good, I think, though. Oh, also, Gidget, Katie Porter also said her 12-year-old was scared of Trump because she can't have an abortion. I forgot about that. Oh, these people are sick. It's what Trump said in that debate is so true. Or I think it was the State of the Union. He was like, these people are crazy. Oh my God. So
really
most importantly, what's that?
She really said that?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Fucking sick. So wait, most important question. We have to talk about my boyfriend. Can Spencer win? Can Spencer win? I want him to win so badly.
I mean, look, the fact that he doesn't have to have the R next to his name, and he just dragged his balls across their faces in that entire debate. Like
He could do the same to me anytime.
yeah. I mean,
If he were single.
He essentially pistol whipped them. And so I don't know. I mean, we're in such a weird kind of time. I think it is a possibility. I think it's not off the table. I mean, we'll see. It would be so great to have him and then have Hilton as the governor. That would be a healing thing for the nation.
This is too erotic for me. I can't handle it.
Oh my God. It would be like, but you would also see like California versus New York.
Yeah.
Where they're sort of like, oh, Mondami's going to bring us into a communist utopia. And then like, obviously within like a week, he's like, hey, I know we need more money. And then like Republicans come in and start just like cutting shit out of the budget that doesn't need to be there. And then things start to work out. and then all of a sudden California comes back, and then I don't know, like they already have the super rats back in New York, but you know, they have the omega rats that like start coming in and opening up bodegas.
Oh my God,
I think he's got a shot. And the reason I think he's got a shot is two things. We realize a lot of the people, there's been a lot of tribalism since like 2016. Tribalism doesn't produce results. We're starting to realize, we realized it in 2024. Twitter's not a real place. So like a lot of these loud fringe groups, I've caught myself even getting wrapped up in it, where, you know, like I'll, you know, I'm a huge advocate of, you know, Islam is not conducive to Western society.
Don't tell Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson.
know,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. Tucker just pulled the whole switcheroo after he got real estate in Qatar, but no one wants to fucking talk about that. You know, Mr. Beast is opening up a water park in the United States Emirates or the Arab Emirates. Long story short, it was like, but then you'll like talk to like a fucking normie and they'll be like, yeah, I haven't heard about this. You know, and a lot of these people will just go by just the world that they live in, right? So they'll be like, okay, it's been shitty here for like 12 years and it's only been Democrats. I'll give something else a try. And another thing too is Republicans finally, like we said, we talked about earlier, when they say, oh, you're a racist or you're misogynist, and then we go like, yeah, you can call me what you want, but you just can't call me a liar. And then you know, you get like a little dunk, like, you know, Sheriff Handlebar Mustache tonight, where you just own them. You know, that's going to go a long way. You know, it's the same thing back in 2016 where Trump looked at Hillary and she's like, well, that would never happen. He was like, that's because you would be in jail. And like, was like a mic drop, and it was like people pick up on that shit. So I'm you know, like I said, I would have never told you 4 years ago that in 2024 Michigan was going to go red. But you know, then I'm walking around downtown Detroit and I see like black guys wearing MAGA hats. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, people, you teach people how to treat them. And you know what, the Democrat Party is, you know, their bit's getting old. And you know what, a lot of it have to do with like the Me Too movement. And you know, and don't get me wrong, a lot of that shit was terrible and women deserved their voices and stuff. That doesn't mean that women call the shots on everything and that everything that men does is terrible. There needs to be a balance. And you know what, it's a pendulum. It swings.
Yeah, I mean, that's
pendulum swing, it's starting to swing the other way. So as much as we were dealing with that bullshit, it's going to start to swing the other way and be a little bit more conservative. They already said that Gen Alpha's the most conservative generation. That's what we're going to see.
This is interesting. LA Times saying Rotman lost the debate, which of course she did, but people hate Karen Bass. So I think this strategically could be the best possible outcome for him.
Strategically, beautifully, to get them to just go at each other. But no, I think Sammy's absolutely right. And the thing that you have to realize, you know, one reason I think that the Democrats has such a hard on for the illegal immigrants is because they know that they have completely made enemies out of the American people, right? Mm-hmm. They have basically said that, like, you know, white men are the root of all evil. So any self-respecting white man has fled that party, right? Any self-respecting Jew has fled that party at this point. Okay. So they have illegal migrants. They have, you know, trust funds, Ivy League kids. They have jihadists, right? But the point is they do not have the bulk of just normal Americans, right? The fact that we see people like, you know, gay little Mexican Nick Fuentes, self-deporting back to his Democrat homeland, right, is because he's realized that his whole thing, he fits in better with the Democrat Party. That
He always has.
Right.
Yep.
That means that the Republicans, MAGA, which is basically now just they have taken over the Republican Party, and that's the only fight you're seeing there is like, oh, well, no, MAGA won, you all lost, goodbye. And you see these people who are like, oh, they're very publicly and dramatically, right, theatrically leaving MAGA, they're abandoning it. It's very, very dramatic. Well, no, actually, these people largely were never MAGA to begin with. They were disillusioned with the Democrats. They came over thinking like, okay, Big Tent, we're going to do this thing. And they were there. They were kind of like their own little sleeper cell so that when it was convenient, they could be seen publicly leaving MAGA and making it look like MAGA was dead, right? The whole thing is very, it seems very strategic and very coordinated, but, you know, so I think Sammy is right. Like, they just don't have the normie bulk of American people who don't go in for all this bullshit, right? They don't have a hard on for, like, you know, jihadi regimes. They don't want to trans their kids. They don't like the Democrat is creating a coalition that at some point is going to come into some serious conflict with itself.
Oh, it's impossible. It's impossible.
You cannot maintain this. The whole thing right now is like,
and I think as a panel, we're all speaking as formal, formal Democrat. You know, I was a liberal when I was in college. It's just, or it's that old meme, right? Like I'm not a conservative. Like I'm a regular dude from the 90s. Like that.
But that makes us all fascists now. You understand?
Yeah, that makes us far right extremists.
Right.
Before we wrap up, I found the full Spencer interview from after the debate. Let's see what he has to say. Oh my God.
Boy.
I love this man. Oh my God. I have a crush.
You should.
Right? For once I have good taste.
Spencer Pratt, you know, there was a lot of conversation online that people were wondering, here is a man who lost his home in the Palisades fire, and people were wondering, should the candidates next of you have apologized to you that you did lose your home, that you basically lost everything in the Palisades fire? We started because this is what brought you to this campaign, Spencer.
I didn't come here looking for apologies. I've not gotten one from anybody in the city for 16 months. So it's not surprising. I didn't think they would. If they apologize, it admits their failures. And I'm up here because of their failures. That's the only reason I'm running, because I said enough of these failures. We need an outsider. No more politicians, no more lying. We need the truth. People are done with the lies.
And Spencer, our Colleen Williams asked you a question, which I think a lot of people are wondering. We know you're passionate, but do you have the experience to lead a city the size of Los Angeles?
Well, look at the city right now. Look at what their experience has done. They don't want to talk about their experience because that would bring up what your experience living under their leadership is. All I need to do is surround myself with people who don't call in bomb threats to City Hall. The mayor's deputy mayor, when she was in Ghana, when my house was burning down, he was under house arrest because he called in a bomb threat. I just got off the phone with my potential deputy mayor, Chief Bobby Garcia from the U.S. Forest Service, right before this debate, because I didn't know if the question would come up about public safety. I said, when you retire, sir, you ready to be my deputy mayor? He said, let's talk. As in, I'm bringing in experts. My job as mayor is to just make sure our tax money is not being stolen and laundered to increase problems, which is happening right now. 4 more years, these people, another $1 billion, more drug addicts all over the street.
Spencer, just quickly, did you do what you needed to do tonight?
I mean, I would have liked 3 more hours. We got a lot of failures to talk about that these people have. So we should run it back. Part 2.
Yes, do it.
Appreciate you. Don't forget to vote. Send your ballots in right now. Spencer Pratt.
Dude, he sounds like base Mark Ruffalo.
What? He's
His
so
voice.
much better.
No, his voice. He sounds like Mark Ruffalo, but like
Oh,
everything
okay, I
he
see what you
says
mean a little bit.
makes sense.
He's way cuter. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Isn't Mark
I
Ruffalo
hope
like
they do.
like a lesbian or something?
Basically.
Yeah. He played She-Hulk.
Yeah. Oh my God. I hope they do another one.
Oh
I doubt they will.
Oh my
but
God.
I didn't think they would do a first one. So
Dude,
here's hoping.
there's no way Big Network News is letting another candidate like that just stop.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
I didn't think they would do this one though. So we'll see. When is voting done by? Let me look.
think isn't it June? They do is it June?
No, I think it's sooner. Oh no,
the
you're right.
earlier the better.
Yeah. So anybody in California, anybody in LA, please.
Yeah.
Do us
don't because the only thing they're gonna do around is go on like damage control, right? And then you're just gonna see a bunch of the sooner the election can be to the debate, the better.
Yeah. I think the best thing he did too is he did not at all sound ideological.
No.
He just sounded pure common sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was just masculine.
Yes, David.
Yeah, no, he could have had this kind of conversation in front of a microphone. He could have had this conversation like at your local diner. He just sounded like a regular dude, and that's what America needs.
Yep.
This was amazing. Thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Thank
Chat
you
fam.
for inviting me, Mikey.
I take any opportunity I can to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Chat friends, thank you so much to our new friends. Welcome to the crazy train. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like the stream, and guys, since the YouTube algorithm hates me a little bit, deservedly so, once the stream is done, do me a favor, leave a comment on the video, and also tweet us if you feel like doing so. Hashtag gynotyranny. And also,
it was really nice to hang out with you. I think this was our first kind of stream together.
Other than my birthday.
Other than your birthday, yeah.
No, Sage, it's a pleasure, and I'm also in the camp that like you really need to do something, sweetie. You are just phenomenal. But if you don't want to do that, you are welcome on my show anytime.
I would love to. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. I love you both. So we will talk soon.
Sage, where can people find you?
I am I'm actually just on Twitter. I'm just a mouthy little nobody on Twitter. It's just at Sage501. Yeah, no Insta, no TikTok, just Twitter. And it's Twitter because I dead name. It's Twitter.
Hell yeah. It's funny. We have to suffer through all these insufferable, phony content creators, and like you're the one we want to see. And Twitter.
Just like run my mouth on Twitter. Yeah, it's my self-harm addiction is what I call it.
Sammy, my friend, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Rumble. I think Kick's a lost cause at this point, but definitely on YouTube. I think like 40 subscribers away from being monetized. So yeah.
I'm gonna follow you, Sammy. I didn't realize that. I don't think that I knew your channel, so I will do that.
And I'll update the description with.
I appreciate that. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Mostly it's what I do is music, but the YouTubes give me a chance to hang out with you fine people and watch what a shit show our the state of our politics is in.
You guys are the best. And I will be live tomorrow 8 p.m. Eastern on Pimpcast. We talk like movies, pop culture, dating shit, all sorts of crazy stuff. It's less political than the normal show, and then I'll have a regular show next week. And also, if you feel like doing so, join my locals or my Patreon or become a channel member because we're doing movie night. We're watching The Birdcage. Oh my God. So excited. Best movie ever.
It is great.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I love you guys.
Love
Team
you
Spencer. Go Spencer.
Go Spencer.
Bye.